Well, all four of us are back again.
Yo,
That's great. Welcome back, Joey, from Japan.
I brought some stuff.
Did you? Mm-hmm. What do you have?
Got a big old bag.
Big old bag. Well, we've seen it.
I got
Hey,
you
yo,
have.
you got a big old bag.
I got a shirt for Pinkerton.
Oh, wow.
Wow. So Joey found the actual New Japan shop.
Randomly. I was walking around like those look like wrestlers.
Japandemly.
Nice.
I got a box of alcohol for you because they actually sell boxes of alcohol there. So I think that's plum wine.
Okay.
Good luck.
Nice.
I don't know what to get Pharaoh, so I got a bunch of boxed alcohol.
Oh, I'm sure he can find a way to use that. Well, thank you. Thank you,
How
Joey.
you describe these in
Oh, my God. They're like high
juice-
C.
there's
high C
juice
there you go.
boxes.
High C juice boxes, but there are different kinds of alcohols. I got you a few.
What do they say?
Yeah, that-
You can use Google Lens now. It's really good.
He doesn't
And
know.
lastly, well, I don't know if you're in the mood, but
What could it be?
What?
maybe for us to sip on today.
Some sodas?
It's alcohol. Also,
alcohol?
It
I
is-
cannot.
It's a lemon sour. It's barely alcoholic. It is 5%.
Because I have to drive.
It's like a beer, dude.
It is like Well, it's up to you. But if you open it,
I will
I'm gonna
save it
drink
for next week.
I'm gonna pop this open with you boys. There's a lemon in it.
An actual lemon.
Actual
No,
lemon is great.
I don't know how this is going to go with my
Look,
coffee,
look.
though.
Oh, my
It's
God.
a lemon sour, bro.
Oh, the whole thing comes off.
Yeah, Japan has this technology, bro.
I like
These just come out of vending machines. You can just buy alcohol everywhere, and there's no drinking problem over there for some
Why?
reason.
Why am I not living in Japan?
I don't know.
I wonder what their immigration process is like.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, I think if you're willing to fuck, they'll bring you over.
Holy shit.
Right?
Because of the whole
It's
like,
tasty.
declining population.
Yeah, you just want to try a taste of it?
You
Sure.
don't- you-
I drive.
okay.
You know, maybe.
Wow, these guys are
Maybe if
so
just
nice
want-
and responsible.
Hey, you just want to try a taste of it?
It is refreshing.
Okay. Okay.
Zero
It is.
tolerance.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it's nice.
So yeah, so
Isn't
I
it?
got something for everybody.
Well, thank you.
thank you.
You didn't need to do that.
No, I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
We missed you.
Yeah. We did.
You had Phil though.
Yes, the dinosaurs were here to stay.
He filled
And
in.
yeah, he filled in. And the dinosaurs are also still in the notes.
But like as we always say, two things can be true.
Dinosaur
right.
tooth things.
And to warm your heart, the shirt that he got for me is the wrestler that uses the drill music that I told you was going to be a big deal,
yeah.
and he is. Yeah. Yeah. Way to go, Gabe Kid. War ready.
Yeah.
Gape
Great.
kid.
Gabe.
Gabe
Kid. I was like, that's a weird move.
So
Gabe Kid.
I suggest that we just go a little bit out of ritual this today, and because we have a Japan trip. So I was just going to give you the floor for your Japan trip.
Bro, I have so much notes. I just kept writing shit, and a lot of this doesn't necessarily need to be talked about today, so I have to sort them. But I only bought myself one thing while I was there. I bought a little bit of souvenir for other people, some coworkers I like a lot. I bought a bunch of candy. I haven't seen the girls.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of candy and got money for them. That's because I spent a lot of money while I was over there on pre-orders.
Wait, while you were in Japan, you pre-ordered stuff?
For over here.
Okay.
Magic the Gathering Final Fantasies pre-release is this Friday.
Okay.
That's like when your two greatest worlds collide.
Bro, I will never financially recover from this.
Really?
Oh my god!
How expensive
It is
is
a
it?
responsible amount of money I've spent on cardboard.
On
I
just
just
cards?
kept ordering
Cards.
cards.
Really? Are you? And what's the objective?
And not only have I spent that much on cards, I am planning to spend more because they have a rollout of items. And that's something I have an alarm for next Monday for like their limited edition stuff.
How many cards did you buy?
I bought one collector booster box, one play box, one commander dex brick, so that's 4 decks, one collector's commander dex brick, so that's another 4 decks.
You saying Dex bricks?
Dex bricks.
Okay.
And I'm planning to order like 10 different sets of the limited edition stuff from Secret Lair Monday. Friday, like their merch, their official merch drops for like their sleeves, like card sleeves and binders. I'm gonna spend so much money, bro.
So when you say so much money, like is there a comma?
Yes.
Is there how many digits to the left of the comma?
Oh, just one.
Okay.
Okay.
No, yeah.
I thought you were gonna say like,
But it's still a lot for cards.
Cardboard.
$37,000.
It's stupid.
And how many cards are there
that I'm gonna get all together?
that you want?
Possible.
All of them.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And what's
Okay.
that number?
I think over 1,000. So
Over
like the
1,000.
main
'Cause
set,
you're
is-
gonna get a lot of
the
duplicates,
main-
I imagine.
Exactly, but like I would want at least one of each of the regular set plus the special treatment. So like the foils and special arts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like over 1,000 cards, which I would not get from what I've bought so far. So I'm gonna, after buying all these cards, when the market drops, then I'm gonna have to buy singles to fill out the rest of my collection. I will likely end up spending like $5,000 at the end of the day.
Wow.
For cardboard.
Wow.
So like,
I've got a whole bunch of cardboard if you want to buy that.
I do too. I get I go by the liquor store and
There's
there's some
some-
boxes by the
Yeah, there's some right
garbage,
by
and
the
you can
front
just take
door.
them.
yeah, I was going to say there's some that you two had to walk around.
yeah.
Mind if I get that? I got a buyer lined up.
Yeah, sure. I bet it.
like I've been a like lowercase a addicted to things before. Like I smoked for years. I had to quit drinking. But this, I think this is, and I've done drugs. But this is like this past couple of weeks is the first time I felt like, oh, I understand what a drug addict is now. I kind of feel it.
Out
Like
of
I have a
control.
physical reaction. Like I have the shakes when like I'm looking at products and waiting for it to come
Wow.
out. And like I'm counting down to Friday.
Sounds intense.
It is stupid. That's what it is. It is intense and it's stupid and unreasonable. And marketing or whatever, nostalgia, all of it like is a fucking perfect storm.
Wait, to be fair, I bet over the course of a heroin addict's life, they spend more than 5,000.
Yes, for sure.
And there's probably way more repercussions than spending
Yeah,
5,000.
Hardest working
Well,
people on the planet.
and
depends-
enjoying playing a game with the cards that they
Depends if I can afford it, which I can, which is fine. But people do buy. Well, we know collectors who buy things
Yes.
who can't afford it.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's a problem. But it's not just me, apparently, which I knew that. But this is the fastest, highest selling Magic set of all time.
Really?
They've already sold more in pre-order
More than the
like,
Transformer
whole fucking
set?
sets. Yeah. As the day the pre-orders came out, they outsold everything they've ever outsold. It's crazy.
That is.
But
Is
anyway,
there a
so I didn't
tariff
buy.
on cardboard?
I don't know. Actually, I did buy some cardboard when I was in Japan because they have because I didn't want to, because they have Japanese exclusives like with Japanese art and words, whatever, and it's hard to get them over here, much more expensive. So they're like half price over there. I did get some of those.
Did you
So
carry it all back, or did you ship stuff back to yourself?
I carried it back. I only
And they're
bought one
just little
thing.
cards.
Yeah.
Okay, but you only bought one thing. But how much did
Chris,
Krista bought a suitcase full? No haul, no lay down
but-
haul this week.
No, she got a bunch of stuff, but nowhere near as much. We don't buy as much stuff anymore because, like, one is space issue, and two, we're much more picky now.
Yeah.
like our
Well, unless it's a set of 1,000 cards. I mean,
yes, but like we don't buy the lower end figures,
And
stuff
she has all
anymore.
the Zora statues already, right?
Most of them.
Okay.
yeah, and the ones she doesn't have nowadays that she doesn't want anymore because they're like too cheap.
Yeah.
She's cheap looking, not price
Yeah,
wise.
yeah.
But anyway, that's my buying stuff in general.
Wow.
Okay, this is kind of relevant. So there was a rocky patch in the plate, right? Which I was fine with. Actually, I'm very
Like on the
I'm
plane.
already not fine.
did you run into a mountain?
no, not quite. It was just pebbles in there. No, but I was actually very calm compared to like usually. I do get tense. I've flown before, like myself as a pilot, so like I know turbulence is normal, so I don't react too badly. But this time I was completely relaxed. But I was thinking to myself, is it too much of an ask? Right? You know, people were saying, "Oh, they're going to pull the dick and jerk it."
Yeah.
One last time on the way down.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Would it? Do you think it would be too much of an ask if your significant other is with you and you'd be like, "Can I get a blowjob before I die?"
I think the blowjob
Just
is
fuck on the way down.
so the fuck is I think a safer ass because at least
safer on his,
And
the
every-
logistics of it.
everyone's
Somebody's getting something out of it?
correct. It's a give take, whereas the blowjob is more just a give.
Unless she's
Yeah,
like,
so look at you, Bobbies.
You know.
unless she's like, that's what I like.
Yeah.
Oh, some girls
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. In which case, go for it. I feel like I don't think I could perform, and I can perform.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if you can on the way down.
Yeah, but I don't think I could.
I don't know if you can get hard enough to get it in.
I've never tried to perform under fear.
All right, let's paint this picture.
Bobby, don't try it.
This sounds like an experience. He's looking.
Not that I have, but, but
you
I
sure?
am. Yeah, I am like aware of like I don't want to create kinks,
Oh, a monster.
myself.
Bobby's gonna be a monster.
right? So like I always think about stuff like the guys that are like super and pick whatever semi weird thing that you want, but like. What if you get into something and then you get really into it and you go down that slippery slope and then now the only time you can get off is like
When a plane's crashing.
something like that. Or
So
like,
I mean, you guys like watching these plane
They are good.
documentaries
They are
already.
good.
So
I don't want to be on the plane. Well, I do, but
Like, permanently. Just one time. Just the
Yeah.
one time.
Well, so I'm not really worried about that because, like, have you ever been to like a water park?
I have.
Have you ever
Adventure World, yeah.
Have you ever looked up at the top of like where the slides are, and there's like multiple of the tubes coming off, and they all go their own direction, and they all end at the same place?
I've been to a Great
That's
Wolf
my
Lodge.
kinks.
You're not going to end up as one of those guys who like fucking choking the closet on his belt because it was jerking off.
Well, maybe, but it doesn't mean that I still won't be into these other things
Okay.
if the belt's not available.
Yeah.
So you should go to the Great Wolf Lodge. It's all indoors. Lots of
yeah,
pipes.
until you find that one that like is all consuming.
Like the one kink to rule all others or whatever.
If you're
But
like I need a
One kink
6-inch stiletto in my asshole,
One kink to rule them
and a
all.
bra on my head, on fire for me to be able to nut.
See,
And then-
but
and like
I don't
and
think
people
it's
are
going to be me.
Have you heard
you
about
like too many other
Bobby's new
things?
thing?
Because I like
He's
too
a
many
little
other
weird.
things. Because I could be like, hey, is this a stiletto kind of night, or is it this other kind of night? You know,
That's the reason I never had sex while on ecstasy.
So like,
I did.
Yeah, because even as a younger lad, I'm like, if this is going to be so good,
Does it
that
ruin
nothing
the
else
rest of
compared
it?
to it. Yeah, like I've had like physical play there on E, but like never.
in early 2000s ecstasy.
Yeah, that early 2000 hits different. And I was like, if just getting touch feels this good, I don't want to come on it because I might
your
never
life.
come again.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was a question I had while I was on the plane.
Glad you landed safely. Jesus Christ.
I mean, I've had rocky. I mean, it's normal. Planes are built for that.
Yes.
Usually, in plane crashes, it's not due to turbulence,
but
it's due to the mechanical error.
But every once in a while, something's abnormal. Every once in a while.
sometimes it's Bullwinkle.
I did also spend a lot of money on one other thing, on Kobe beef.
Oh, yeah?
We have Wagyu, right, before, and it's very good. And last year we had a Kobe sampler, which is just like a few pieces of different cuts of Kobe beef, and that was like a few $100. And then this time I was like, let's just have a fucking meal and splurge. And then Krista was looking at the price. She was like, "Oh, well, let's get like quarter pounds." I'm like, "No, man, just get whatever we normally would get, and then don't worry about the price." But it was I wouldn't do it again because I'm not balling like that. But it was worth the price for the experience because
Yeah, I'm with that.
I've never had beef like that.
How
in
much
my
was it?
life. The two of us together was like $700, $800.
Wow.
We got like more than half a pound each of two. She got filet and I got ribeye. And
Did you come?
no, but like it was a mouthgasm. I got a little certificate card for it because they're like the cows are certified and like rated and
Right.
numbered or whatever the fuck. So
Oh. Did they put the name of the cow? This is Millie.
I'm not sure.
I wouldn't want that.
I don't
personal.
That's
I'm not
why
sure
I
they
don't-
name it.
Japanese cow is named Millie.
I don't know. I don't like.
But they have to have pedigree and stuff. That's why it's super expensive.
I don't like eating at seafood restaurants where they have fish on this, like fish in aquariums. I think it's fucking weird.
Oh, to have
them
them watch
watching
you.
Well, not only that, it's just strange.
To be fair, they watch fish eat other fish all the time.
I know that, but it's still weird. It'd
It's
be like
like-
going to a stockyard and eating a steak in the middle with the cows moving around you.
I mean, we do things like battered chicken. So you like taking unborn chicken and lathering it over a dead chicken and then frying it and eating it. I mean, it's fucking fine.
Hey, you call your religion what you call your religion, okay?
Yeah, I remember when I was in the old joke, like, do you know that Bobby's had pizza in Italy? But like when I was when I was in Naples, there was this like in order to be a pizzeria, like the cheese had to be from a particular goat. The fucking tomato had to be from a particular vine. Like you could be like Joe's Pizza,
Millie.
and you could open up whatever you wanted.
Millie the goat.
Millie the goat.
Yeah.
But if it was a pizzeria, it all had to be on par, or they could shut you down.
Just like what, champagne has to be from Champagne or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
champagne.
But people call it champagne. They don't
Right.
do that over there. They call it Wagyu if it's not from Kobe. But yeah, it has to be. And
I would like to try that. Ooh, I would like to try that Wagyu.
No, you gotta try the Kobe. You can get Wagyu here.
I know.
Wagyu, but like
Well, I mean, I'm not going there anytime soon, so I would like to try the
It
Wagyu.
takes
It's-
forever to get there.
yeah, and it's rocky. It sounds like.
sometimes.
But I would like to try the Wagyu at some point. I'm worried about the amount of fat in it, but
Well, that's the-
I keep hearing that it dissolves, and you don't.
Yeah, it's different than eating a ribeye when you bite into that piece of fat.
Yeah, 'cause I will not.
I love it. I love it. But no, it's interspersed throughout, and that's what makes it special.
Marble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just worry that I will hate it. Like all things.
That's fair.
And you're like 350 to. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, but I would like to try it.
I could have bought 2 pairs of sweatpants for that.
Yeah, well,
Not all sweatpants.
Not all.
Some of them are like-
maybe on
Hey,
sale at
or,
Nordstrom's.
or some cardboard decks.
That's right. Some cardboard decks.
Like this, I mean, that's one thing I have on my note here is like I had and still am when I think about having a really hard time wrapping my head around how I value things.
I think it
Like
I think
because
you can
by the
simplify
end of the day, it is fucking cardboard, right? So just the highest, the most chased item, no, not most expensive pre-bought item in this set is $1,000, which I got one of everything that came out. That's why I got it as much as I did. I got one of everything so I can have the box,
Right.
Bobby, so I can have the box up on the shelf that said I had it,
Right.
which is dumb. Also.
Not if it brings you joy.
But what is anything if you break it down
Right.
to its base parts? Like,
Everything is about what makes you happy, except for like the only other thing that's different than that in terms of like ownership of things is like interpersonal relationships,
which is priceless.
which is priceless. You know, but like the other the other stuff is all it can all be, splintered, fractioned down and to why am I paying this much money for this thing?
A lot of polyvinyl chloride in here, right? So,
Right.
I mean, you break everything down,
Right.
It takes more.
My Empire of Dirt.
I guess in my mind, it takes more to make any of these things than it is to print a piece of cardboard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
And it's like the only difference between buying it from them and buying a knockoff is where I think it comes from. Mm-hmm. That's the only difference. Like with a lot of these toys, at least there's a quality, right? If you buy a knockoff, it might not be as good. I don't know how knockoffs are nowadays. Sometimes I remember knockoffs are pretty fucking good.
But it's always been that way, at least in the Transformers game. It's like, you're not getting the knockoff sticker that fixes the wing issue? Like, no.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I want the less
gonna stay
better
with
thing.
these-
That is
these-
quote
that
unquote
is-
real.
that's real.
right? But like in my mind, it's like, what makes it real? But then that goes down a slippery slope. But yeah, to me, it's just like when I sit down and eat like McDonald's for a burger that is $4 or $5,
Right.
And then I buy a piece of cardboard that is $20. Just the one piece,
Right.
just the one card that's $20, and like, what is wrong with
yeah,
me?
but the nutritional value of the card is 4 times.
It's got more
what the
fiber,
McDonald's
for
is.
sure.
Yeah. But it's also like, do I sit down when I eat this burger? Does that make me happy? And when I unwrap this card, does that make me happy?
Yeah.
And like, that's what you're paying for,
Yeah, and I'm trying to. I mean, obviously, I'm buying it, but like, I'm have some kind of weird guilt about it, even though like I have the money for it, but I feel like I should not be spending money on cardboard.
Yeah. I would.
Especially not play, right? If I play, like you said, like Warhammer pieces or whatever, you buy cards, you play a deck, and you get some use out of it. Whereas 900 or 800 out of these 1,000 cards I'm going to get, I'm literally buying just to put in a binder on my shelf, not even displayed.
Still has value.
Just to have it. It's this weird dragon hoarding type of like.
Yeah, but
I feel like there's something wrong with that.
there's something to like reading every card, appreciating the artwork that's on
Yeah.
it.
And just I just love the franchise. Like
Yeah,
and
that's
it's-
okay. It's okay to celebrate things you love. And hoarding is not the same. Like,
Well, not hoarding as an
hoarding has a lack of curation.
That's a good way to put it.
yeah, because I wasn't talking about hoarding as
Wow,
like
I'm
a
a hoarder.
hoarder, like being dirty or whatever. Hoarding as in just like the act of accumulating things because of greed.
Well, and I don't look
it's
at it
because
that
of greed.
I don't look at it that way because it isn't.
It's not like you don't
Look,
want
if-
anybody else to have it.
Right, that's what I'm getting at.
Well,
so
I-
if you had
Oh.
bought,
All right.
if you had bought every single card available in North America,
Right.
then you're hoarding. Right.
That's how you get the value up. They taught me that in was it Simpsons?
Yeah.
They bought all the
Probably.
cheap that one
Just
cheap
supply and
card.
demand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm waiting on the Zuvio market to pop off.
I know, he is.
My fortune will come.
In the Ollie market.
That's right.
Bro, so much on this note is just me like glazing Japan.
Well, that's like every year. Like we go through the same.
It's extra this year. I don't know why. I didn't.
You might want to go back and listen to previous years.
Because like I don't even want to. Didn't really.
Do you think the surgery increase your ability to glaze things?
I'm gonna honk my horn when you say something I haven't heard before.
Okay. Let's see. I was comparing. Oh, I like how they don't gouge things over there. So like when I was in the airport and buying food, I noticed the food was regular prices. Just happens to be in the airport. They have restaurants and stuff in the airport.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I think they should mark up at least a little bit. And then I came back because we had a meal directly before the flight, and then came back to like $8 soda, I believe it was, at the airport. And I'm like, I hate this.
Yeah.
And just people.
First one.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard that one.
And he
Yeah.
wins.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard that one.
This one I'm sure you have heard that like I am extremely aggravated when I come back because of the pop Gen Pop culture.
Yeah.
Like I'm just immediately night and day difference of like just being annoyed. Like
Yes.
I chose to go out a lot more than before. I feel like we did like 20,000 steps a day. We walked station to station to collect these stamps. I didn't bring my book, but like over there, every train station, a lot of the train stations have a little like rubber stamp that's designed for the station, and you can buy these little books, and you can put stamps in it to show you've been there. It's kind of a souvenir of like you had to be there kind of thing. And a lot of locations to like visitor centers or whatever. So we walked like miles just to go from station to station. We're like, oh, we can just follow this track and keep going. And then there was people everywhere. And then sometimes we were elbows to elbows with people. And I was not fucking bothered whatsoever. People just didn't bother me over there. And as soon as I came back and I got on you've been to Dulles.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, no. Okay.
yeah.
So
It's one of my favorite airports.
It's probably
it is my number one favorite airport.
It's my least favorite
Around here.
of the three.
Around here.
My least favorite of the
Really?
three. Yeah.
That's why I said it's my favorite.
You like fucking Baltimore and
I like BWI.
Washington better?
A lot of it is logistics, getting in and out of it.
Oh, yeah.
That would be my third choice to fly out of. And I rarely fly out of there.
That's my first try. So, but they have a little train that goes between the main terminal and the planes terminal. Mm-hmm. And as soon as I got on with all these other people, and I'm just like fucking annoyed with the behavior of people.
Yeah, this is the exact same
This exact same thing.
conversation.
Yeah. And I think as I'm going,
And I told myself last week I was not going to engage with you on this
Yeah, no.
because we just beat around the same bush.
we do. And neck rings are overrated.
Neck rings.
Neck rings on the.
The pillows.
The pillows. They are.
I think
The
it's
what?
I think they are a trap. We've been sold
Rhymes
this
with
idea.
Fellows.
We've been sold this idea that that's what you're supposed to have on a plane, and I think you by far do much better with like a small stuffed animal or like a small like pillow than that neck ring. That shit
How do
is
you
I
wear
agree.
the neck ring?
all kinds of ways. It doesn't.
Did you try turning it around?
Yeah,
backwards?
I tried to turn it around. Try to put
So
it
most people
sideways.
say to do is turn it down.
Yeah,
What I like is-
strangle myself.
You turn it around so the opening is to the back, and then
Yeah.
you lift it up and cover your mouth and nose, and then shove it into your face.
I've
and
tried.
then hold your breath as long as you can.
Oh, you just can't breathe through it.
Oh, okay.
I agree. I think that they are overrated.
Yeah, I think just a regular small cushion.
Or even a
Will do much
small PILLOW would suffice.
Let's see.
How would you play gestures with pillow to get to that word? Okay, it's fair enough. Angel sleeping.
I mean, and all
Cherub.
I think I have to look at the rules again. He might be able to say pillow.
Because it's so. No, I didn't say the word.
I didn't say the word.
That's
Depends on where you're playing.
That's funny.
I've mentioned before how efficient they are with new buildings. They just tear down a building and bring up a new building over a year. What I have not noticed before, when this never happened before, is we were shopping in the 6th floor like department store. All right, and it was fine. The next day we came back. the entire 6 floors of department store was empty, and they were going to move stores or like change. And I was like, when the fuck did they? Because they were open to closed, so they at between 10 p.m. and whenever we woke up the next day, they emptied out and cleaned 6 floors of buildings. And I'm
like Disney's Christmas.
It's yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
you ever seen that before?
And you know how crowded it is over there.
It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Maybe
like
it's
you go into the park one way, and then you leave that night at closing, and you come back the next day, and it's fucking completely decked out with Christmas shit.
What if they got their shit together where all their display racks actually enclose themselves, and they just put them on a pallet jack and roll them out of freight elevator?
Or they
don't have freight elevators is a thing. They don't. You've seen how small the buildings are,
right?
there.
But there's no like elevator in the back. Holy shit! Well, those people are busting their ass.
And I've noticed there's no tractor trailers like our like size.
Yeah,
they're all small box trucks,
right? Because that's all they can fit.
But Tokyo is so fucking huge, and everything is so spaces are so small. I'm not understanding. Like I started thinking about the logistics of things, and just thinking about like how fucking crazy it is that they can do that. Stamp hunting at 5 p.m. There's music that you can hear throughout the entire city to let you know it's 5 p.m. And then at 5:30, that's like a announcement. I'm not sure what they're saying, but at 5:30, everyone gets
the field trip permission slips are due Friday.
Yeah,
Mrs. Walters is still sick. She'll be back. Like, yeah.
And the next day, turns out Mrs. Walters will not be rejoining us.
Separation.
It like I mean I was really thinking about the logistics of retiring there. Like I was honestly talking to Krista. We were talking about. I did not want to come back. Other than, like she said, like there's nothing you want to come back for. I'm like, no, my parents are retiring. They're and in 3 months, I think if everything goes well, the paperwork's assigned, their store will be sold, and they're gonna start traveling. I think,
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome.
Go spend your money. Don't leave me anything. I'm sure they have like 7 figures.
Yeah, all you're gonna do is just buy cardboard with it.
Yeah, that's right.
Bro, trust me, I would. I told him like, just spend all your money. You've earned it.
Right.
And I was like, the only thing I'm gonna missing is this table. It's like
Maybe we should just all move to Japan.
Man, he really likes.
I couldn't do it.
I watched a.
this would be
I saw too many photos of what he was eating there.
Oh well.
This would be what is holding me back from like really planning to go over there. Because I could get because she has a office job, right?
A remote job.
Yeah,
Remote job. She can go if I can. I'm sure if I try hard enough, I can get a remote pharmacist job, and I can move there, and I have the money saved up now.
What you should do is make sure don't let this shit hold you back from fucking happiness.
No,
Yeah.
I'm happy,
hey.
but I'm happy here. She was like, you will be happy here, but your mental health will deteriorate by becoming a fucking hermit with no friends
over there.
That's what she would say. That's what she said to me.
Well, I'll tell you, I was worried about you going there this time because you were on such an upward swing before you left. That when you went, I was like, he's going to come back and he's going to go through this phase of, and
because
like,
I have a direct comparison of what, like, I'm not saying the culture is better. I'm saying that the culture is what I want, is what fits for me.
More aligned with what you see.
What I want. Yeah. To live day to day, to be the people I want to be surrounded with day to day. That's where I want to be.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like Japanese culture is kind of like a fun mix of like democracy, freedom, but also like and
common sense a little bit.
Well, but
don't bother people. Keep
like a built-in for the good of everybody kind of
more so than for the good of one. It's more like you do what you can to fit the machine. But like, I wouldn't want to work there because they take that shit to the extreme. Like I wouldn't want to. I want to be a foreigner living in Japan. I don't want to be Japanese. Like that's two different
they're
things.
working 80 hours a week.
It's crazy. And
but
I think
self-sacrifice for the machine.
Yeah, exactly. You're part of the machine. Like here is complete opposite, and I was thinking, hopefully there's some kind of balance. I watched a lot of Family Feud while I was over there.
Japanese family?
No,
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey.
Family
We
Feud's
got a good one for you today,
Family
folks.
Feud's a good time.
Because I didn't because they had a TV I could like plug my YouTube into or like Bluetooth. You hated Bluetooth, Bobby. I know you hated.
I don't hate Bluetooth. I hate that my microwave has a Bluetooth setting. I think Bluetooth has its place. I don't think it needs to be on my microwave.
I tried to connect to it, but I couldn't find it. I was going to put it on the rotisserie chicken setting and just let it go. See if a rotisserie chicken
I just wanted to
appeared.
be like, "Hi, Bobby."
So you got to go over there. You got to put the fucking popcorn in the microwave.
They get your phone.
Then go get your phone, walk away, Instead, like,
I think you preheat it with the phone by turning that bitch on your way home to get the shit. I don't do this. I don't even cook. I'm just explaining why someone might want it.
I don't think that's how microwaves work.
Could you imagine sending somebody directions?
This is how much I don't
preheat the
cook.
microwave for 10 minutes at 400 degrees.
I've never had the microwave running so long that I opened up the microwave and was like, ooh, hot in there. Like, open this up and heat the house up a bit.
There's just a nuclear reaction happening inside.
We all have a little nuclear reactor in our house. We just don't talk about it much.
Yeah.
Reverse microwaves.
I don't even have a guess. Yeah, but yeah, it's like that. They've been around for a long time on Family Feud.
You're talking about Bluetooth.
Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
And so we were just watching best of clips, but there's like hours of it.
Oh,
and some of these
absolutely.
fucking answers are just fucking hilarious.
Oh, I watch that not every day, but it's on TV oftentimes at night, and just like these people, where do they get these? I mean, I guess you have to try out for these shows. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they pick,
I'm sure you
energetic
send
people
some
and
sort of
or
an
dumb people on
audition.
purpose. Because some of these answers are awful, but they're hilarious.
awful.
And I think they won this, like American Idol, when they want the bad auditions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they still have American Idol?
I don't know.
They do.
Oh, they okay. I don't know.
Yeah. America's Got Talent, and
Yeah, I know they got a fuck ton of them.
there's a ton of them. Yeah.
Oh, this is out of order. I like how ordering is always either through a mostly 99% of the time is ordering via vending machine or QR code or tablet at the table. So I don't have, even though I don't speak Japanese, so I don't have to talk to people. But like, even if I did, I would like it if I can just not have to talk to people.
I get that. It wouldn't be conducive to my lifestyle, but I get that.
It's not
Like,
that
I know I need it without the cheese. I need it with a pickle.
Yeah, it's
I
on
need
the
it with
machine. You can do all that on the machine, and it's not just a me hating people kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like I feel bad a lot of times for waiters.
Do they have ketchup at these restaurants?
Yeah, they do.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Well, I told you my ketchup taste is going in the shitter.
Ketchup and noodles, man.
I rarely eat it anymore.
Well, how are you going to eat a steak?
So
at
that's
Ruth's Chris?
that's one of the few things I still eat it with. Like I used to eat ketchup on almost fucking everything.
Yeah,
ketchup on
I
your
pretty
ketchup?
much only eat it now on fried chicken and steak because it's in the last year and a half it has started to taste too tangy to me.
Too
is
much
mayonnaise
flavor.
also a little bit spicy
Too
for
like
you?
almost vinegary.
Too spicy for you?
No,
Maybe you
because
should change brands.
because we're a big sauce family. Like we're a big like homemade
Flex on
sauce
them.
family. Like we are.
I mean,
and
ketchup's a sauce.
right now upstairs there's like a fish sauce like for like a seafood sauce that
Okay, not fish sauce like Vietnamese fish sauce.
like what we made last night for fish and shrimp, and like whereas before I would put shrimp in ketchup if I needed to, like, and now like I would only use this sauce, and now if I try it with ketchup, like my ketchup is going way down.
Speaking of,
You think it's you, or I'm surprised you're not blaming it on the ketchup company for making shitty
it's
ketchup?
big ketchup.
Yeah, big ketchup is like fucking up there.
Big
formula.
ketchup. No, I think it's me. It could
Sounds
be
like a horrible rapper.
It could be one of two things, to be fair, because at
Big
work,
ketchup.
at work we often have Simply ketchup, which is like without the extra shit. Like
It's not the Hunt's or the Heinz.
it's Heinz, but it's Heinz Simply ketchup.
There's no additives
There's no additives to it.
or sugar.
So
Sugar.
it may be that
Tomato
I've just
paste?
gotten used to that,
Oh, okay.
but I don't. Either way, I don't use it very much anymore.
Did you guys hear, speaking of sauces, about apparently people are throwing soy sauce at depressed men? Kick a man while he's down. That's what they say.
Stupid. Fucking stupid.
I don't get it. No,
Well, you see.
oh god.
And-
I get it. Take it back.
Lastly on the food, I think, from this fucking pile of notes is that bibs are normalized over there. They give it to you. They have like disposable
Nice.
plastic bibs. And like even
down.
at the fucking $800 Kobe restaurants, everyone's wearing bibs.
We have it some places here.
I like it.
I'm down.
But I think
it's
like
very specific to seafood here.
Yeah, it's very very
but, like,
seafoody and ribs.
Yeah. I think the bib is never a bad time. Never a bad time to wear a bib while you're eating.
Yeah, well,
You don't wanna
I
fuck
think
up your
sometimes the napkin in the shirt is like socially acceptable. Like I haven't been able to put
I
my
was just wondering why it's the socially acceptable thing. You kind of get like shit on if you wear a bib. I think.
You
yeah.
just
no,
bring your pocket knife and take that white cloth napkin, and you go about 2/3 to the center and you just cut it, then you can tie yourself a bit.
I mean, or you could just not get food on your fucking shirt.
Like it's like, but
Better, easier said than done.
Wait,
sometimes,
exactly.
I tell
Some
you what.
food you just can't, like fucking the noodles out there. Just fucking soup just goes every fucking
Face
way.
in a bowl.
Yeah.
I tried. I
You're
tried,
eating with sticks,
and then
so-
I end up being the bib life because I'm like, they're giving it to you.
I mean, I
They
don't mind
expected
the
you
bib
to-
life. I can see how we just got rid of the bib.
and just have dirty clothes instead. Oh,
Yeah.
Bib overalls. That's a good move there, Joey.
what? Licking my phone?
Yep.
And
I'm not past it.
I'm not.
If I'm painting, I might not, but
Bro, you talking about you being a sauce guy? Like, if a sauce is good, I will lick my plate clean in public. I don't give a shit.
I seen him.
Yeah, he's seen me. I'll
lick
do
your
it.
phone clean, so.
At Waffle House, I'll lick the plate off the syrup.
Lip the syrup off the plate, too.
That too.
Depends on the orientation, I suppose.
Suck the color out of marble.
Sheesh.
Hey, yo. I watched the Alien Expanded documentary, which I haven't watched
Okay.
while I was in plane. It's great. It's like 20 or 30th like anniversary.
Is that about
It's
the
like-
Alien movie? The
yeah,
documentary?
Aliens.
I've seen that.
Aliens.
Aliens.
The second one.
What's it on?
The plane.
Oh, they don't. It's not.
I don't
okay.
know. I'm sure they have it somewhere.
Yeah,
but
I would watch that.
I've seen like it's kind of it's halfway a commentary and halfway a documentary, but they have like the original cast. A lot of the original cast talk about the movie, and I
Do you
thought
know
it
when
was
it was
great.
made?
No, I can look it up, but it was really good. If you like Aliens, I'm sure you probably already have watched it. If you haven't, I would say
I know I
watch
watched.
it.
There's one about the Alien movie. It's called Deconstructing or something. Tells a story about how they kind of developed it. Oh, I didn't know they had one for the second one. I don't think I've seen.
Yeah,
It's Bill Paxton.
This is after Bill Paxton died because they talk about like how great he was and
Yeah.
like everybody loves him and
Yeah, I would like to watch it. I would like. I'm interested in that.
yes.
And the director's cut of that movie is so.
Oh,
fucking
you know
fantastic.
that's a definitive cut.
I've never seen it.
Dude, it makes it such a better.
It's such a better movie.
There's so
Fun
much
fact.
more
it's
context.
like a Snyder cut of Aliens.
No, I'm down to watch it. It's
So-
just as fate would have it. I've just never seen it.
Well, so one of the main plot points is
With Newt.
they don't talk about but they don't talk about Ripley's daughter at all in the theatrical cut. And
Right.
there's a whole thing about your daughter, and that makes the,
Newt
connection between
but yeah,
them so
yep,
much
yep.
more.
I've heard
like-
that 1,000 times, and I would like to see it. I just never have gotten around to it.
When you guys go on vacation, do you ever start counting down the days?
That before I leave,
Towards-
almost always, because I usually hate vacations.
Yeah.
Wait, the vacation while you're on it, counting the days till it's over, or toward? It
You
depends.
hate? Well, that's different because you hate vacations.
Yeah, well, I do and I don't. Like
Well, okay.
I have it.
So it's hard.
I have it both ways, so to speak. Like,
Oh, you can see both ways, Bobby.
No, I just
Bobby
have,
see both ways.
I just have both experiences.
I usually I get to that pinnacle of the middle of it,
Hmm.
and I'm like, now it's almost over. So then I probably put myself in a shitty mood a little bit because it's like, the thing happened, and now I'm just kind of leading back off of it.
When I took the kids to Disney or I went to LA, I started thinking like, fuck, we've only got 3 days left. Like, like we got to do everything we can.
That's
We
that
got
different mentality.
like, and I want to enjoy every moment, and I want to say,
You're enjoying it on schedule.
well, I want to make sure that I get the most out of it because I'm having such a good time. But when I would go to like the beach for a
you
week,
hate the beach. Though.
I hate the beach.
I don't count those as vacations.
So
those
I'm
are
like,
mandatory. For
about
you.
halfway through, I'm like, okay. Or I go to see my dad. Not for nothing. About halfway through, when I go to visit my dad, I'm like, all right, we're almost there. A couple days left. And it's not that I don't like my dad. I don't need to spend that much time with him. Like, and it's not even him. It's this shell of who he used to be. Like, I would love to be around my dad if he was still my fucking dad and like the guy I knew.
He's changed.
But like when I go there and he just sits on his fucking iPad for fucking hours, and I'm like, why am I here?
Yeah.
I love him. I want nothing but the best for him. But I'm like, why did I travel 10 hours to sit here and watch him play that fucking game where the Japanese symbols are sitting on top of one another and you've got to pair them up?
Mahjong. That's it.
Chinese, but that's okay.
What'd I say?
Sounds like you might need some.
You can't love somebody and not want to spend time with them.
Bobby, you need some Kiko Man.
It's funny that what I say thing. Recently, Selena said something, and she was like, it's a Chinese thing, and Jana was like Korean, and then Selena was like, looked at me and was like, and I was like, what I say, right? She's like, and then Jaina was like, racist, right? And I was like, okay, this is going to be a learning moment for us all. And I pulled up my phone and I was like, what is this? What is this person? And they're like, Hispanic. I'm like, okay. What specifically? Mexican.
Guatemala.
You mean you can't tell the difference between a Mexican and an El Salvadorian? Hold on that. Hold that thought. What's this person? White. Okay. From where? I get your point. No. From where? You know, oh, you can't tell the difference between someone from Denmark and someone from Germany?
That's perfectly valid, but just to go off of that as someone with experience who dealing with this in a not fun fashion is saying white or Hispanic is the same as saying, to me, Asian, not Chinese or Korean or Japanese specific. And when someone comes up to you and asks what kind of Chinese are you, or assume you are whatever.
You don't think that Mexicans are assumed that they're Mexican?
I don't do that. I'm saying you shouldn't do that.
Okay, but I think that it happens a lot, and I
know,
and I
know.
bet you do it. I bet you do it.
Just call people Mexican?
No, not Mexican. But I bet you there is a group out there that you see them and you make an assumption based on the information that you're given.
Yeah, but
it may not be right.
You're right, but like I try to. That's what I'm saying by generalizing, saying African instead of Nigerian, for example, Asian versus Chinese,
right?
You know, Hispanic versus Mexican. I think.
No, but I'm saying, and I agree with you. I agree with your point 100%. But my point is that just because she thought that this person was Chinese, and
no, she didn't know, but
does not make her racist.
No, it doesn't make you racist. Just
I was only competing against that term.
Yes,
being thrown around.
That's thinking all Asian people are Chinese.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you just assuming someone's Chinese because you see an Asian person.
Like,
it's not
like, oh, my friend is from China, and he's like, actually, I'm not. And you're like, oh, but you. And there's like, oh, I was telling you a story about when I was visiting China. Like, oh, sorry.
And as I've proven to you guys, I've been saying for years, I dug up proof. I'm not Chinese. I've never been Chinese.
Yeah, you and Chris are the Power Irish couple.
What's
the Power Irish couple?
The Power, yes,
PIC.
Yes. So I was I dug up my British passport, and then from that I got a green card, and from that I got an American passport. I was never Chinese. I was Irish English.
Mickey Mouse is a strong move.
Dude. You know, if you are first generation American, you got to have that American shit on or American flag on your car or something. You got to be extra.
Don't put it out there too much. Then all these motherfuckers trying to get in the country are going to be like, just wear Mickey Mouse.
You don't want to give them the cheat code.
I forget that a lot of times when I say what I am, I say I'm second generation immigrant, but I'm not. I'm first generation. It's fucking weird to me that I'm a first generation immigrant and I feel American.
My wife's second generation. Her father immigrated here.
Yeah.
You know, I'm third generation. You know, I don't know.
First generation is weird. Like,
I'm old school, man. My people been
Alabama.
Here. My people been here a long time.
Oh, you got heritage.
Actually, my dad's family is from Southern Illinois. My dad's actually was born in Chicago, although you can never tell talking to him. They moved when he was 1, so I don't know.
Roots are deep, just not plentiful.
My family came over on the Mayflower.
The roots run deep, but the limbs are thin.
I have other notes, but that's just stuff I can talk about another time. Oh, but the counting down. I started counting down the days I'm leaving on day 2. I was there for 18 days. On day 2, I was like, fuck, I only got 18 days left. I'm naturally a pessimist at heart, and I wish I wasn't. Because, like, I think the halfway point is normal, right? Like, halfway through, you're like, okay. I only got halfway left. Like, being the second day, I'm like, I only have 16 days left. It's unreasonable to me.
Yeah.
Skolstis.
Yeah,
we haven't talked to you since then.
Oh yeah. I had a great time.
Yeah,
I would listen to. I mean, I've been listening to the Nerd Rage while I was gone. I have time to listen to stuff. Yeah, that was great times. You don't get into magic if you have an addictive personality, Pharaoh.
Oh, I do.
So
you brought the man Capri Suns of alcohol.
I did.
I mean,
and then tells him don't get into magic.
in a canned. This thing was delicious.
It wasn't it?
I could get fucked up on these.
I wish I would have brought back more. These are fucking great.
Imagine if this was an orange.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
They do make him. Oh,
By the way, hang on. We need to make sure that we make this clear that the official cocktail of the state of Maryland is the Bobby Skullface Orange Crush.
I'm gonna come.
I'll be honest with you, I'd never heard of an Orange Crush till you told.
So it was Nick.
I thought you were just drinking fucking canned soda because there's an Orange Crush soda.
It was Nick the ringworm that put me on to Orange Crushes. And I haven't been the same since.
You just rode the wave to the top, man. It's going to be too cool for you. So what's the next drink going to be?
No, I think I'm.
you gotta be hipster, bro.
I think I'm dialed in. I think I'm dialed in.
No, he's always gonna be the hipster on the box wine because I don't think that's catching on.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. They sell a lot of box wine.
People drink box wine. Not many people brag about drinking box wine.
Until you've seen Bobby Skullface milk a fucking bladder of wine.
It's true.
I've
done it.
I mean, I got him a box of alcohol because of that shit.
Have you heard of slap in the bag?
Excuse me?
I'm making it socially acceptable.
That's a thing. That's been a thing for a long time.
Slap in the bag.
You take the bag out of the box wine.
Yeah.
And you slap the bag as people are drinking it.
Oh, so we don't do that, but we
But
bleed.
I'm just saying, like, box wine drinking has made it into the.
I mean, I drink bags of milk.
But I'll take the bag out and I bleed the bladder.
Is that straight out the tit?
Yes. I think they only sell bags of milk in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, I think Australia has
Bags of
milk.
I think we can let it go, honestly.
No, we
I don't think we need to look that one up. That's not a job for the intern.
That's for me though.
We don't have if you do want to get in play Magic, I have decks I can give you.
I want to get into up close Magic.
There's probably a deck here.
I like.
I mean, is there a Magic set in the floor here still?
No. Oh yeah. My box is still here, so to speak.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
But yeah, you enjoyed it.
I had a great time.
Yeah. So I didn't know you were just humoring me. Or,
No.
Which is fine. I'm not. I wouldn't feel patronized.
I was definitely not humoring you. I enjoyed being able to do something that I wanted to get back into and that you enjoyed so much, and to share that time. It wasn't a humoring thing, but it did help that you were really into it.
I love it.
And I was interested in reconnecting with my past with that. But I mean, I would love to play again.
If you'd love to play again, hit me
I
up.
just have to. I'd like to do it sober.
There's a one-on-one. Like the 3 people version was weird. Normally, it's either one-on-one, which is not popular. It's called Brawl, or the 4 people.
Yeah,
which is a fun party game.
I was just trying. Like, I walked in a little late, so I felt a need to get caught up.
Yeah.
I like that you have to. I like your first interaction experience with social pair relationships, where people know you and you don't know them because because your internet personality. It's
So,
a
like,
hell of a thing.
I walked in and I was like, I'm gonna have to start drinking. And like 20 minutes in, I was like, this is my 6th beer. And then we start getting into this. Like, you're like, read this paragraph and remember it. And I'm like, fuck.
So we'll get back to normalcy.
Yep.
Chris, you got your coffee first
and lemon sour
between the two. So Farrell
And my lemon sour.
and your lemon sour. So how was your nerd week?
Well, quite busy.
So was mine.
Nice.
Okay, so let's see here. I watched quite a bit of stuff. I watched Fountain of Youth, which is
a movie?
It's a movie. It was on Disney Plus.
Oh,
How was that?
Bad.
you finished the whole thing and it was bad. You didn't quit.
I didn't quit. I put it as a 3 out of 10. It's like a worse version of National Treasure. Right?
What's it called again?
Fountain of Youth.
He wants to watch it.
No, I'm just curious.
It's got what's his name from The Office.
That narrows it
There's
down.
a lot of people in the office.
Main character.
The boss?
John Krasinski.
Yeah, John Krasinski.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And now he's like, I guess since he did
Sure, it was on. It says it's on Apple.
Apple.
That's why I've never fucking heard of it, because I'm not plugged into the Apple game.
So since he did that Benghazi movie or whatever, now
Sure.
he's like an action star.
Oh,
so it's like National Treasure meets like James Bond.
I'll tell you,
Because he's a decent actor.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean,
he doesn't have
did-
to be an action guy.
He did the Jack Ryan series on Amazon, which is fucking great.
I like that.
He was also
You know,
Mr.
but I'm just
Fantastic.
saying, like, you
Bobby's
don't-
biggest disappointment for this is a Guy Ritchie movie
Oh, is
that
it?
he's talking about.
Oh,
so,
really?
like, there's no reason for them to. So he's like stealing artwork and all that bullshit, but he's also like real slick with it. Like, you know, I don't know. It was fucking bad. And I put in here with less education. Like I learned some things, or like
we have to steal the Declaration of Independence. I didn't say that word right. Declaration of Independence.
Declaration of Independence.
But so they had like real things in there in that movie, like it's real history. This was like completely stupid, and I hate it.
Okay, but 9 out of 10 people watching it have any idea that was made up shit?
No, but 9 out of 10 people are fucking stupid.
Can we write that quote down?
So then I watched a documentary.
Airplanes?
On the Titan sub implosion.
Oh,
I watched that as well.
I've watched so much of that.
Yeah.
I watched that as well.
It was crazy.
It's crazy.
Right? So like I thought
It's crazy.
I thought like when it first happened, I was like, something had to be fucked. Right?
Yeah.
Like something weird happened here.
Oh, it was not
and
weird.
then
No, it was.
But then to find out that this guy disregarded every safety thing ever created.
He disregarded specifically this crack in the hull.
There's multiple things he disregarded, but like that's why I say it's nothing happened that was weird. It happened exactly like it was going to happen.
But something weird did happen because when they went down initially, like their first couple, because the thing cracked on dive 82 or some shit, and then it failed at dive 84 or 85, something like that.
And 82 was the last one of that season.
Yes, and they put it
stored
outside
in a parking lot in Newfoundland, outside in the winter, and let it freeze. Like nothing was going to.
And then the weather was bad, and they were like, well, "We can go anyway." Right? The weather wasn't the best.
The day of,
the day of was great.
It was like perfect dive weather. But like the whole like dropping the one end cap, it sheared 4 bolts off, and they're just like, oh. Both fine.
I think it's part of the hubris. It's like
no, it's majorly hubris.
Yes, but also like when something doesn't go wrong, a lot of times, like people drinking and driving, when something doesn't go wrong, a lot of times you just assume nothing ever will go wrong.
Right.
Yep.
Like we've done 80 of these, it's fine.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
But like, the bigger thing was like the whatever institute that rates submersibles.
Yeah, they told me not allowed to do this.
Well, they're like, don't use carbon fiber.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a good idea. And he's like, oh, no, we'll be fine. The carbon fiber will tell us before it fails. And then there's a fucking bang and a crack that they said is off the chart for this sonic
the sonic measuring they were doing.
Right? So people above, when they were 30 meters below, heard the crack above the water.
Oh, my gosh.
Yep.
And then they were like, that's perfectly normal. So they're like, it's literally
what
doing
he was
what
saying.
you said.
There was a bunch of them that were saying it wasn't normal. Like there were at least a few of them that were saying, no, this isn't right.
Right.
But then he was saying like, no, there's always some sounds as the pressure changes.
Right. And they're like, no, but this one's off the chart.
Correct.
I
mean, it's really the hubris and wrong of one guy.
Yeah.
The leader.
No, but there's all of those people that were involved, I think, are culpable.
Well, he fired everybody who said something, basically, right?
Right, but at that point, it's
like Vince McMahon with the submarine.
Everybody to walk off the job site because he can't do it without the whole team.
Right.
Right. It requires you to be there.
It's a cult mentality.
Well, yeah,
you just keep following, and I know I don't think it's right. Obviously, I'm the justice guy, but I see why they did that. I mean, I can see why people would do that.
But like to me, like if you're in charge of, making sure the craft is ready to go out and constantly like wires are unplugged and things are broken, like you have to be like, look, man, we can't put 6 people 2.5 miles under the surface of the water without at least doing a legitimate check of the fucking function of the craft.
I think partly
if we don't do this, I'm not going to. I will quit.
I think partly what probably convinced people, I think, is it's like the Thanos thing, Bobby, that he is driving the sub. I was like, this guy is not just sitting back telling people to go down. He is in the sub driving it. So if he's confident to drive it and he's the leader,
I think,
and he wouldn't put his life at risk, right? He wouldn't just let himself implode, right?
I think there's a human element to it too, where it's like, this is how I pay the bills.
That too. You
This
gotta go with the flow.
is how my kids eat.
Yep.
This is how my mortgage gets paid. Like I can't just afford to walk off.
Yeah.
It's
like a lot of combination factor.
It's a tough ass decision to make.
Because some people did get let go.
If you're the director of safety,
yeah, that.
Yeah.
Is it the Australian guy That
Yeah, something like that. But like, if you're in charge of safety,
Yeah.
and this guy's like, nope, send it anyway. Like, at some point, you have to stand up and say, I can't fucking sign off
but
on this.
Yeah.
you don't sign up on it, but you've already coming from a job of liability, you've covered your ass, right? So like in my job, if I see something wrong, I say it, right? I can at the
See
end
something,
of the,
say something.
Exactly.
What if it was?
We hear that a lot in the submarines. I mean, submarines in the subway. In
What if
Japan.
it was SEA something? Say something.
Oh.
Salt water.
But I mean, I've rarely done it, but I have done it where I put a stop to a script. But like a lot of times we have to call the doctor to verify. I'm like, this dose is really high. Are you sure? And the doctor is like, yeah, I know they're getting 4 times the dose, but I'm having my own protocol for this. We've had this happen. And I'm like, all right. And then I notate it, put down time and date, tell them who I talked to, and I let it go.
Yeah, but this
So
is...
I don't get in trouble for that.
But this is one of those things where, like, if you're like, look, if you combine these two medications, it creates something that is 100% lethal. And the doctor's like, I got my own protocol. And you, like, at some point, you have to say,
Yes.
I will not give 2 compounds to somebody that, when combined, will fucking kill them.
Yeah.
And that's what they were doing.
They were rolling the dice.
Right,
Because
like,
it wasn't 100% to them,
If
right?
you put all that stuff up on the screen,
There's so many
right,
problems.
like that right there, combine elements A and B, you know what you get? Imploded fucking sub.
You know
That's,
what, but
that's the recipe.
at the same time, free will and all, nobody had to go on that.
Well, they
Nobody had to
they,
give them
tell them the truth.
They might not have known the
Okay.
risk they were putting themselves into. They don't know,
Right.
this guy's done 80 dives. They know what they're doing.
And the one person is not responsible for their own decisions yet.
Oh, the child.
There's a 15-year-old kid in that fucking thing.
Yeah,
you know,
so,
like
that was crazy.
I mean, at least they didn't feel nothing. That was like a nanosecond. Where
Right.
It fucking just crushed them.
which is interesting. Also, like when they get to that part, there's like they had sent a text to, mission control, for lack of a better
The
term,
ship upstairs, yeah.
I
and
think they call it surface.
to surface. The implosion happens, and the surface people could hear it like through their audio bit. Like it's like sound like a door being closed.
And this is like hundreds and hundreds of meters below, and they could hear it in a fucking boat.
And it was like, choom. And then they were like, what was that? And they're like, Titan. And then the text came through that they had sent before.
Yeah,
So they still think it's okay for a bit. And you could tell that one guy was like, that was it. He gets up and walks out. He's like, that was it.
But like, it was weird that like some people still thought it might have been okay afterwards. They were like, look, they were thinking it's a rescue mission. They should have known immediately it's not a rescue mission. It's a salvage mission.
No, everybody there knew it was a recovery.
Okay. Was it weird too? Like there was the U.S. Navy or something didn't want to give
Coast
data
Guard.
because they have.
Oh no, that was the Navy.
Oh yeah.
because
they
didn't
had-
want to tell you about them listening to shit or something or I don't.
Yeah, they have a
sonar.
array that's for early detection of other countries' vehicles coming in, and
That was a delay on them giving out information, right?
They heard it and they identified it as a sub implosion, like immediately. Like, a sub just imploded. And they're like, "Where was it?" They're like, "It's like near the Titanic wreck. It's like 35 miles off the coast of Newfoundland." And like,
It's amazing that they found the thing because the ocean is fucking ginormous.
well, the other crazy thing is this sub was not flagged under any country.
No, they did it off the grid.
Yeah.
They
Off
didn't
the
get certified.
Because if they did, then they would have had to pass certain safety.
International waters, bro.
Yep.
So they were just like, "Oh yeah, no, just going on a trip."
Crazy.
It's a great documentary though. It's on Max. It's a 1.5 hour movie.
Wow.
Sit through it and you're done.
Yeah, no extra.
Nope. You don't have to sit through 4 hours of episodes.
I watched so much YouTube on this before the documentary came out.
Yeah. But it's fantastic. It's fantastic.
It's concise.
It's extremely well done.
Yeah. So I watched the David Spade stand-up special.
Oh, he's still around?
Dandelion.
Okay.
Is this new?
Yeah, like in the last 5 or 6 weeks, I think.
Oh, wow. It's brand new.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't know he was doing
I
stand-up.
think. It was fucking terrible.
All right.
You watch a lot of bad things.
Well, so like,
Well,
like, I think,
the sub was good.
I think, like, I like David Spade, or I liked David Spade. I'm thinking back, like Tommy
Black
Boy.
Sheep
Like
and
30 years ago.
Joe Dirt.
So I was like, okay, like I'll give it a shot. Like I don't think I'd ever watched a stand-up special before. I turned it off after 30 minutes.
Okay, so you did quit. Okay, that's good.
Right. Barely. Like, I don't think I laughed at all.
Yeah.
Worn out premises. He's talking about being on a plane and, like.
What's the deal with airplane food?
Yeah, it's the same shit. There was no energy.
He's old, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got to be in his 50s, 60s.
He's in his 50s, I'd imagine.
Oh, that's not that old.
But I don't mean energy like, that I wanted him to like dance around and do shit. But like he felt like he was phoning in.
What if he had danced?
I'd have been okay with it.
It would have been more entertaining.
And the audience laughter, it felt like canned laughter, like it was added.
Oh no.
I don't know that for sure, but as you're listening to it, it felt
like
like a laugh track. And I was like, man, if you fucking film a stand-up special,
You don't put that shit out.
and you
If
have
it's
to
bad.
add canned laughter, reshoot that fucking special.
Yeah.
Or
Especially if you're a guy like David Spade.
Yeah.
but he's like not relevant anymore though, right?
You know what? He got paid to do that, and now it's over. He didn't give a shit. That's what
That's
that
what it felt
boils
like.
down to.
It was just a money grab. I watched Solo.
I watched it as well.
And I,
You made that clicking noise with your mouth. I actually watched the majority of that recently. I didn't. I think I got to the.
were you with me?
I got to like the sand right before Infant's Nest shows up at the end, and that's I stopped watching it there for some reason. That's where I got to.
I liked it. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, it's solid.
Enjoy it.
Solid little Star Wars movie.
Yep.
I wish the few movies and things, and some other things I've watched now, were as good as
Yeah.
that. I think the
Dude,
whole series, the whole franchise would be better if it was all that level or better.
Or better, yeah. I think that is as bad as Star Wars should ever get.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
And I still like what he did with Solo. Like, there's parts of that movie that irritate the piss out of me. But the fact that his portrayal of Solo, I'm mad we're not getting more of it.
Yeah,
Because
I buy it.
I liked it.
Yeah.
It was weird at first, but then I bought it.
What'd
Yeah.
you think about the sexy robot?
Moving them hips. She
So,
moving
like,
them hips,
I
boy,
thought
when she
it-
walks.
It was a little corny, but I did like how they uploaded her, her personality or whatever, and so that's why they're saying like she's part of the ship now. And
Right.
that's why he's like, hey, there's I have a connection with the ship. It
Yeah.
made the ship almost a character, which I kind of liked.
Yeah.
I also liked that, like, like they were pitting the droids against each other in droid fights and all this shit, and like the droids are kind of treated like shit, and and then in episode 4 they're not welcome in the bar and all that, because that's all fallout from the Clone War.
Yep.
Where they don't want those motherfuckers, they don't trust them. Like I dig all of that.
Yep.
Well, that's a great segue, Bobby, because I also started watching Clone Wars.
Oh, I'm so
wow.
happy.
I'm not.
Oh no. I'm so sorry.
It starts rough though.
Yeah, it's definitely a children's show for maybe the first 2
It
seasons.
gets so much better.
And then
I forget what the beginning was like.
There's a point where
Starts rough.
Ahsoka is in some cave with giant spiders, and it has this sense of like dread about it for the first time. To me, it was like a turning point.
Because you need that movie. That's part of the problem.
Oh, God.
And the movie's
movie's
really
bad.
rough.
I went and saw that in the theater. With
I did too.
My kids.
The
and
movie's
I thought,
bad.
Oh boy.
I
So
saw it
Bobby
with Adam.
gave me the for lack of a better term, the machete cut of how to watch. 'Cause it's like
yeah.
we're like going through it, and I'm like, oh, it's only 7 fucking seasons, and it's
22 episodes.
134 total episodes, and they're 25 minutes apiece. Like, oh, here's another 31 and a half hours of my life that I can dedicate to it. And he's like, yeah, the first 3 seasons are pretty rough. And
it
I'm like,
gets so much better.
I'm like, hold on. Is there like a 5-minute payoff that'll make the fucking 3 days of shit that I got to watch worth it? And he's like, well, it's like 3 episodes. I'm like, oh, great. 55 minutes. You know?
There's more, to be fair, but the payoff is
It's great. With the last season that came out a couple years
that
ago.
Siege of Mandalore.
Yeah.
So I watched.
It's worth it. Oh, also, like, it's not. I don't know. In hindsight, I know the beginning was rough, but I can't remember. It's been so long. But I remember like at least half the series was good.
Like giving birth. Right?
At least
Like,
half the series was good, and the last season was fucking phenomenal.
women are so miserable like during 3rd trimester and then giving birth, but then like they forget about it and they just see the good parts afterwards. Like,
Unless you got the postpartum.
that's like, yeah, true. But that's like the Clone Wars.
I
Like,
hope you don't get the postpartum.
So like the thing that Bobby sent me the suggestion of what order and what I don't have to watch.
Is that Andy's order?
Oh, skipping the fillers.
It's just like some pre-loaded like internet. Like, look, this is the required reading, basically.
I like that.
So I started with like season 1, episode 16.
Wow, we can skip the first 15.
Yeah, so
I didn't even know that.
And I guess that one was the droid army is attacking. There's like some sort of shield that they can't.
Is that when Obi-Wan committed war crime?
No, that's where he meets Ahsoka and finds out, or Anakin finds out that he's the teacher.
Yeah.
And they have to like sneak behind the lines and destroy the shield generator so that the big cannons can actually attack the tanks. So like it was fine. Mm-hmm. It was fine. The problem is it just felt like it's a kid's story. So they're trying to teach or trying to convey adult topics to kids. Mm-hmm. So all of the dialogue is very like straightforward, like there's a spy amongst us. Well, who could it possibly be? Well, I saw so-and-so walk into the chow hall. It's just like there's no
nuance,
depth or anything to it. It's just
it comes.
They're selling toys at this point.
It comes like, and when it does, like,
just keep.
You don't even notice it. It just kind of sneaks up on you.
Yeah, and then at a certain point, you do bend a corner on that bitch, and you're like, holy fuck! Like now, all of a sudden, there's this depth of these characters and seriousness that wasn't there before.
Yeah. Actually, I might be conflating the movie because I finished that, and then it says
that movie is rough.
The movie that might be the movie.
The movies are super like R2E and Annie and all that kind of shit. Or Sky Guy. They get rid of the Sky Guy shit. Like they cut all that out.
I'm halfway through the movie and I had to stop and give myself.
There's nothing you need to watch in that movie.
Yes, it is. It's critical because it shows how they get Ahsoka there.
Yes,
well, that's the problem.
I think I was describing the movie. The first one was a spy amongst them. In episode 16,
I haven't seen this stuff,
and it was
so
like
long. I don't even remember.
I mean, there was one episode I specifically remember that like nobody. I was saying war crime that nobody thinks about. I feel like, and it was a big deal to me when I saw it. It was, I don't know if it was Anakin or Obi-Wan, but they were like I think losing, and they wanted a parlay. They wanted to negotiate with the enemies, and then they got a negotiation, and then started killing people. Well, it started an ambush. Like you can't do that.
Oh, like wave the.
You can't wave the white flag. Get them to come to the table and then shoot them. That's a fucking war crime. I know, but it's literally a war crime.
Effective.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
You're right about one thing, Master. The negotiations were short.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna.
That's a good guy anyway. Bad guys, I'm sure. If you're gonna claim to be a good guy, you can't do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a college try.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope you can make it through to the good part.
Yeah, and then because
it's my favorite Star Wars.
Just the relationship with Anakin and Ahsoka and the payoffs
and the
that has, and then the clone stuff. Like,
I love because of this. Like clones are my favorite part of Star Wars.
It's great.
So I'm trying.
Yeah. Great Sith stuff too.
Oh yeah, with the rules and stuff.
Dathomir, yeah.
Yeah,
it's a bit. It's a bit out there. The witches are a bit out there.
It is a little like voodoo in your Star Wars.
But I love that.
A little bit zombies.
Like there's this whole planet, basically, it's like where Maul is from, and that like. And a character named Savage is from.
It's most savage.
It's like Maul's buddy and brother, and like these witches like rule the planet, and they're in tap with the Force, but they don't really understand the Force the way that the Jedi and Sith do. So like they call them witches, but they're actually tapping into the Force, but they're just not light and dark spectrumed.
But they're just doing some witchcrafty things.
It's fucking cool.
Yeah, and yeah, it's a female-dominated society. Mm-hmm. It's a matriarchy.
If you really want to get in the weeds,
sounds terrible.
If you really want to get in the weeds. Jedi Survivor, the video game, really deep dives.
I don't.
Well, you understand now why Maul's so mad and going to the dark side. Cause
oh yeah.
When did you start watching Star Wars?
I mean, I saw the original movies when I was a kid. Honestly, the prequels really pulled me into Star Wars as an adult fan. So I don't know, 99 hardcore.
And you were in for the beginning.
I can't remember a time without it.
So I watched Star Wars the movies. But I didn't get into Star Wars till after Bobby, till I met Bobby. So it was a while ago. And Chris has never seen any Star Wars, so we started there and then went through the whole thing. So she hasn't seen Star Wars since she was like in her 20s, late 20s.
years for you.
Yes.
25-ish.
Well, I mean,
And then
40 probably.
40, and I've compacted all of this
into
into the
months.
last month.
yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's
Yeah.
a lot.
That's your choice. We were all like,
Yeah.
are you sure?
And I warned you after the movies.
I know. Look, I'm driving forward on my own, but I'm just like, whew. It's
After the movies, it gets real, like, you know, like pick your poison, kind of like, is this juice worth the squeeze and all that? But like,
I mean, if you sat through 9, then
yes, but even 9 is like 2.5 hours of your life, whereas like the Clone Wars is like
31 and a half.
31 and a half hours of your life, you know, like
I mean, it's like watching a 3-hour movie 10 times. It's like watching episode 8 10 times.
I'm in
I mean, I'd rather watch episode 8 10 times.
so far.
so far.
Hopefully you change your mind.
Yeah. Okay. Then I watched this other show.
I know what this is too.
10 out of 10.
Uh-oh.
Awesome. Meet the Chimps.
It's great.
Is it a new show?
Oh yeah. I don't know if it's new.
I don't know. It's Nat Geo, so you can get it through Disney.
Is it like a documentary?
Yes.
Did they like give them people voices?
No.
Nope.
Oh, I know that's your favorite, Bobby.
Not necessarily.
Did they just get did someone like superimpose a story on them and narrate it?
No, it's like it's a chimp like sanctuary
In Louisiana.
In Louisiana.
A good one?
Yeah.
Okay, not chimp crazy.
No.
So it's like
huge facility.
10 separate habitats, right? And they're different, each with its own chimp family, with its own hierarchy of
A
chimps
troop?
in it.
Is that a troop? A troop of chimps? Or is it a troop of monkeys?
I don't. I mean, I'll find out.
Okay. Anyway, yeah.
And it's great.
It is great.
Great.
Just to watch them.
So and
Do funny things?
and there is, you know, like they have voiceovers with the
Tribe or troop.
with the what do we call it? The narrator.
Yeah.
You know, but there's also the people that work for the park that are giving interviews, and they have voiceovers.
Yep.
Oh, but that's what I'm saying. So there's a narrator telling the story.
But it's not.
It's not
the
so much a story as it is like this is what's going on here. Like there's like.
Well, that's my main story. I don't mean made up story. But
Okay,
like
yeah.
explaining the story of what's happening.
Yeah, they'll be like, so you know, Hugo is posturing to show the other apes, like such.
More
Because
like-
we call him Hugo.
Hugo.
Yeah.
Who you had a favorite big guy in Chimp Crazy?
Yeah, I
Well,
forget his name now.
You kept saying it. You loved it.
Yeah, free that guy, man.
But like so.
Well, they tried to.
Yeah, free the boys.
So
man.
I'll read the notes here. Carly, the 2-year-old. Jacob, the 60-year-old.
Yeah, Carly's a mess.
Riley is an 8-year-old asshole.
Riley's an asshole.
And then speaking of assholes, fucking chimp asses are wild.
Yeah.
They're physical ass.
Oh.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
It looks like somebody is half blowing up a pink balloon from the inside the chimp,
But-
out.
It's. I mean, I put it on the other day, and we probably got through like 5 episodes. There's just a group of us sitting around watching it, and it's not like it's like everybody is, you know, fully like enthralled with it, but it's like as it's up there, it's just like this perfect, like it's interesting enough that people are like paying attention to it, but it isn't like so like you have to focus on it.
Yeah, it's like you can check in with it.
You know, good conversations starting about it. It was just, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's good.
like it.
It's good.
And it's on what can I watch this on if I want to watch it?
Disney
Plus?
It's a Nat Geo thing.
Oh, yeah.
Which is
Okay,
part
I
of the
forgot they
Disney,
own
Disney family.
Everything.
Pinkerton,
Well, where should I begin?
at the beginning.
That's a good place.
I think sometimes start at the end.
Well, here's
That's
the,
a good
here's
trick.
the exciting thing.
Memento that.
As I have a pretty busy summer, but Carroll County decided I needed one more week of excitement. Boys, I got jury duty coming up.
Nice.
Last time I had jury duty,
got
which
skipped last
this
time.
is the
I did
second
too.
time I've had it since I've lived here, and I think the entire time I lived in Alabama, yes, they have courts down there. I think I got called once in like I don't know, 20 years.
I've only been called once.
So last time I went, it was actually
Yeah,
still
same.
during COVID, and it was you called every morning to see, or at night to
At
see
night
if they
to see if
needed
they
you
need you,
the
yeah.
next morning
That-
or some shit.
yeah.
So I'm assuming it's the same thing. It's an entire.
I had to show up. in
Wait till they
Frederick.
find out about the internet.
Oh well, maybe that's my out. I have a
No. Like that you could just like log in and like enter your number, and they say, "Yeah, we don't need you."
No, you have to
But
call
no, you
in
got to physically call and listen
every
to the
night
message
after
that
4.
says,
Yep.
I had to go. I
Also,
had to,
1 through
I had to show
7 are needed.
I only had to show up once. There was one time where like, oh, if you're from this number on up, you don't need to worry about it for the rest of the week. I'm like, yes.
Yeah,
I was like 46 or some shit like that.
I mean, honestly, I'm probably fine to have that happen, but part of me is like, I've never actually been in a jury. Like,
experience, the life
the
experience.
stories.
I've gotten all the way inside the courtroom to jury selection and
So
didn't pick me.
I've been there.
That was fun.
That's
to
the
sit in the
furthest
seat and
I
be like,
got. But you know, it was like a child
You're gonna pick me?
molestation case. The one I was like,
oh, it is.
Yeah.
I
That's
don't
rough.
want to hear this if I don't have to. But they didn't pick me anyways. So that's something fun. We got a new mattress, as I discussed.
You did?
I don't like it. Oh no.
You need to break it in, bro. No?
Is it broken in?
Oh, it's got broken in. Trust me. But it's just, I don't know. So it's 2 twin XLs that make a king, so we can have because she wants the adjustable stuff.
That's the problem.
I don't know, man. I like my knees hurt for some reason. I can't get fucking comfortable, and I sleep on a lot of shitty beds across the country. And normally I can just doze right off.
Chris,
But
do you have the ability to say no to it?
to the bed.
Yeah. Or is
Well,
she kind of...
we do have a 4-month return. I think.
No. I'm talking more about, is the wife going to let you say no?
I told her last night when I was rolling around violently at 1:00 in the morning, and she was asking me what was wrong. I says I can't get fucking comfortable. So she knows my discontent with it, but
does
Is she
really
happy
like
with it?
she likes it.
I bet she loves it.
She does.
I bet Chris is going to be very tired.
Can
for
you
the
just
next couple of
return
years.
half the bed?
Well, it's, yeah.
So
I don't know.
it's a split.
Well, the split's not even the problem. I don't know.
I know. I'm saying you
Maybe
can,
she's
you can
broken
change your
in.
side of the bed to make it comfortable for you.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I just lay it out flat and sleep, and she's like contorted.
All contorted.
You need to put an additional
But let me
mattress
tell
on
you,
there.
the contortion ability of that mattress is very.
Impressive.
That's a good way to put it. A lot of angles,
I
undiscovered angles.
I tell you, like, I never appreciated that till I was in the hospital. I've never had an adjustable bed in my life. Like, who needs that? And then, but once I was in the hospital and I had the
I
adjustment,
might need this.
it was good.
Well, so it comes with a tablet. I have a
Okay.
tablet that adjusts.
Oh,
all
it's
the-
not
Does it
Bluetooth?
have Bluetooth?
well,
yeah, yeah. Bluetooth.
actually, we did not get the Bluetooth model.
Yo,
There
what-
is a Bluetooth.
That would be
model.
funny though. You can adjust your wife's bed while she's in bed.
Well, that's the other thing is like you control them separately. There's actually an app on your phone. I'm just being stubborn and haven't put it on there.
Pinkerton.
I need to
Bobby
wait on
Fees.
him to get for the next. I watched a stand up. Brett Goldstein.
I'll look him up while you talk.
Never heard of him.
So did either of you guys see Ted Lasso?
Nope.
Okay,
I know
well,
of it.
He was a guy in there. He's a British guy. Stand up. It was really
funny?
good.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, part of it is he's new. I won't say he's newly famous, but Ted Lasso made him famous. So a lot of it was just his interactions with people. Like, I know who you are. You're so and so. And they're
Yeah.
like, yep, that's me.
I think I've seen him before.
Yeah. It was good. It was
What's it on?
Max, I believe.
Nice.
Yep. The home of all great things, right?
Well, like but aren't you having a thing about Max not being as good as they used to be, Bobby?
Yeah, but his back is back.
Oh, he's back, okay.
Max is back.
Max is back.
Because there was a while I was like, oh man, I think it's going
Back
downhill.
again.
Yeah.
Well, not only are they back, they've changed the name back.
I think it was as those mergers were taking place, they had some growing pains.
And they changed to HBO Max, but now
Yeah.
they're back to Max.
Yeah, and then it was like, is this Discovery? Is this HBO? Is this, because like not all parts of it are created equal,
Right.
Yep. We finished The Last of Us.
Okay, I did too.
What the fuck?
So, okay, I've
What the
learned
fuck?
something.
Did y'all enjoy it?
Wait, I've learned something about it. Because I had a what the fuck
tell
moment also. So this
And
is
let me also say, my wife was mostly like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
So I was too. So was Laura.
Okay.
This is season 2 of 3, and this is the first half of the game.
Of the game, yeah. It's not
the whole story.
understand that.
Oh, so I didn't understand that. I was like, this is because I know there's only 2 games.
Yeah, no.
Hey, Joey, let me ask you a question. Let's say you need to sneak into Bobby's house at night.
I have his key.
But
no, but yeah, okay.
But you're
Makes
not
it easier.
You're not sure if any of them are home.
Turn the lights
So-
on.
Would you turn on the lights and use a flashlight, or would you sneak around in the dark?
I'll see.
Okay.
Well, my first
How
pet
can you
peeve.
see them if the lights are off?
My pet peeve of people sneaking into things in movies and TV show all the time is that they use flashlight. That's the best way to give yourself away.
Well, here's another one. Let's say that you're in a city that is hostile towards you. There's people everywhere that could be hostile towards you. Are you going to just walk down the middle of the fucking street, or are you maybe going to try to sneak around some cars and shit?
I did tell you I didn't want to play this game.
Here's another one. Let's say right now you hear gunfire in the theater. Are you, according to the Last of Us, you should just run in there. No, don't check for. Just run in. Because that's what happened at the very end of this fucking show.
I have said I didn't play the game.
Jesus fucking Christ! That aside from it, I'm just talking about common fucking sense. It was painful to watch.
Have you? I don't know. I don't know if this is a spoiler or not. I don't know if I should ask this question.
Go. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Has a show changed perspective?
No, that's where it leaves off.
It changes perspective
to Abby right at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
you get her perspective for the next season.
You know what's funny is I've bumped into a lot of people recently that are very split on that game.
It is a very split game.
You know, like Gamez loves it. Mm-hmm. Eric B loves it. Like you hate it, and you're not the only person. Yeah. You're not the only person I've talked to that hates it. Also,
yeah. No, it's 50.
It's interesting. That dynamic to me is interesting. I made a couple notes about it myself.
I don't care about the game. Like, I have no interest in playing it.
Bobby's gonna play it,
and I don't really care that it doesn't, whether it lines up with it or I don't give a shit. Kind of like Invincible. Like, I'm enjoying this. I've enjoyed the show. I don't want to read the books. I know there's differences, but I thought that part didn't bother me. It's just the idiocracy of these fucking people. You've lived in this fucking world your entire fucking life.
Did you notice these things in the first season?
What now?
Did you notice any of these things in the first season?
No, because Joel was there, and Joel had his fucking shit together, and Joel wasn't blindly going into rooms where guns were being shot and getting fucking shot in the face.
I don't think she got shot. But
whoa! She didn't. No. But old dude who came to save her did.
Yeah. Jesse did. He gone.
Yeah.
I said the flashback episode was great.
Yeah, I liked
that. Was good. I enjoyed the flashback.
Was great.
I liked it.
Is that in the game too?
Which was the flash? What?
Where they show why Joel and her
the rift
where the rift starts.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's great. That's like, even if did you watch the first season?
No.
Okay. Yeah, never mind.
But I know that I know enough about it and the extras they add into it, which I love hearing about.
Yeah. Anyway, that might be something worth watching because I enjoyed that immensely. It's been my favorite. It's probably my favorite episode between both seasons.
Yeah, and it's so that episode is her birthday every year since they got to Jackson, and just showing how the relationship has
evolved or devolved.
Yeah.
So it's heartbreaking.
I said for the final episode for me, I said it's not a bad story, but was it one worth telling? But this is also where I didn't know that there was more to it. I thought that this was the end of it. Yeah. And I was like, it's fine, but like,
why do we have a season 2?
Why do I need to see this? Yeah. And then I said the smiley faces, the wolves, the airborne virus, the traveling and the plants and all that shit didn't answer any of it. But that's because there's more to it.
I mean, I'm not sure they're going to.
But that's also how I felt. Like, even without knowing what the second game was about, and that I didn't like the premise, even when they announced it, I was questioning that. I'm like, why can't we leave things alone and be one and done and leave it as great?
Yeah.
After the first season, did you need a second season?
No.
But no. You wanted more of the world?
No. But I to be honest, I'm just being completely honest, I didn't need the first season.
I mean, but this was after the first season.
Yeah, so like
after the first season, you enjoyed it. Did you feel like I enjoyed it? I need more of this.
No,
right.
But I also felt that way almost after the first episode. You know what I mean?
It's a story that's been told.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I've seen this story.
It's a zombie apocalypse.
There's a couple survivors left. We're following there's a father and kid dynamic that's each is looking for the thing they've lost. Like, I've seen this movie 1,000 times, so I don't need this again. But if I'm on the journey, I'm on the journey.
And it was good.
Yeah.
It was a good version of that story.
Agreed. 100%.
And then season 2 and game 2. Well, and I don't know about the game. I think it is different because if you're playing it, you can be as tactical as you want.
Right.
You can be as violent as you want. But the show, we don't get a choice.
Unless
the only thing we get is flashlights.
Well,
but the flashlights are big in the game.
Stupid stupid. We're getting stupid people doing
and they're
stupid
and
things.
the zombies are blind, right? Like
They click, yeah. But I mean,
Clickers are blind.
I didn't. There are sometimes cinematics in games where you don't have a choice. Also, true. Like that's not like this is the story they want to tell.
Right, but you have to
Right.
get to that point, and typically in those games, you get your option of are you going to sneak around or are you going to shoot it out, right? But in the show, we don't get that option. We just get turn all the lights on, make a bunch of noise, drop tank hatches, finger blast your girlfriend.
yeah.
You know, like
So I didn't. My thoughts are I didn't hate
Become a dad.
I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it.
Are you gonna watch the
I didn't
third
love
season?
it. Probably if it gets continued because the fall off has been so significant.
They were trying to make an excuse of saying it was Memorial Day weekend.
And I also think that they always make excuses because like
I know.
of
I'm just
these
saying,
other things that,
I'm
like-
just saying that's what they're saying.
yeah, I think they make excuses because she's a lesbian now, and now they don't want people don't want to support lesbians. But I don't think that's
episode 1
yeah. But you don't really know that. I don't think.
on season 2.
No. I'm saying, but there's been a fall off in season 2, and there are people that are saying, "Oh, it's just because people don't want to see lesbians. They hate lesbians," and I don't think that that's true.
I don't think that's true either.
But that aside, I didn't think it was awful. I don't think it's as good as the first season. I'm down to see the rest of it, but I also don't care.
But you're gonna play the game regardless.
Yes.
that you care about.
Yes.
I wonder why.
I think
If you don't care about the story, why do you care about play the game?
because I've had it. If I had to go out and buy it,
You already had.
Yeah, I've had it.
Well, listen, the day before you want to play it, update your fucking PS4 because I'm sure it needs it.
3 hours. 3 hours worth.
You're
Yeah.
probably right.
Oh, is it PS? Oh yeah, PS4. Yeah.
Yeah. The last thing I watched is I finished The Righteous Gemstones.
Oh yeah, all 4 episodes. I mean, all 4 seasons.
All 4 episodes of all 4 seasons. Watched it all.
Is
no
the whole
Hobbit
series
House?
over?
Huh?
Is the whole series over?
Yeah, they said it's over. I'll be honest, I was left a little unsatisfied with the ending. Like, they never explain what happened to Mom. Like, Mom died.
Yeah.
They never tell you what happened. I was kind of waiting on that to be part of the story.
What do you mean? What happened? Like, why did she die?
Yeah, they don't ever talk about like
I just
what happened to her. I mean, we assume she
Got
had
sick.
cancer or
Yeah,
got sick,
yeah.
but there's never any exposition.
she
to
got
that.
the plague.
I don't know if it didn't matter to me.
Okay, that's fine.
You know, like it's more about how their family works out after that.
And their family's fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the dynamics of that show. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you, Bobby. Sitting there watching that, I'm like, in my mind, the thing that came was, I can't believe Bobby fucking likes this because it's so fucking stupid. Like, look, I watch a lot of stupid fucking TV. I don't talk
we
about
know
it.
that.
I watch.
You talk about you watch a lot of stupid TV. You do talk about.
Fair, but I said it last time. That has like, obviously it's grotesque, and God, there's a lot of dicks in that show.
Well, now we're getting to the root of it.
Root.
But like, a lot of the tropes on there are very like network sitcom tropes, just done in a really nasty way.
I think I'm
dicks.
watching this. I'm watching this with like, not to say that you aren't, but I'm not watching this with like Sopranos expectations.
Well, obviously,
I'm watching this with like Eastbound and Down
okay,
expectations.
that's fair.
So like, if I'm invested enough in how these characters play out and they keep me laughing,
I'll be honest with you. I think I like Danny McBride less after this show than I did before.
yeah.
I don't know.
But you're-
just-
yeah, no,
but
that
his
you're- it's just-
character is just
your take on Gemstones is similar to my take on Andor, where it is the far less popular take.
Okay, that's fine. And I looked, and it's very well.
So not enough hallways. And stairwells.
Well,
Staircases.
No, nobody whispering about who's doing that. And like a couple things that came to mind when they started throwing shoes at each other. When they're having like the big preacher meeting, and I don't know if season 3 or 4, I'm like throwing fucking shoes.
It's hard for me to go.
I know, because I watched it all at once.
Right.
But like,
Did you get to the scene where he's in the prison? Because that's where it really gets good. Oh, that's Andor again. Sorry.
yeah, nobody was in prison. But like, what was the other? The shit with as soon as I saw him doing the pole dancing, I'm like, this isn't going to end well.
Right.
And then the fucking, of course you love, there's a fucking monkey.
Yeah.
And all this,
Or was it an ape?
No, it was a monkey.
it was what do you call
Mr. Snows or whatever
Yeah,
his
but
name
it's
is.
this type of monkey starts with a C. So those little helper monkeys, like
Helper monkey?
capuchin or
He's
something
great.
like that.
He gets some keys.
Yeah, and
Add a monkey or an ape, and the show gets better.
Agreed.
and with top Christ worshiping man of the year award. I'll be honest with you, I really like Steven Dorff, and I loved his character. He was playing the preacher that had the duel with Jesse at the end.
Okay.
They burn his church down and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, spoiler.
Well, they burnt down a lot of shit in this show.
Even more spoilers.
I mean, it was a fun watch. I was just surprised that you liked it. To be honest, like it's so
Even knowing that
stupid.
that like the whole closure of Nerd Rage is based on Eastbound and Down.
I get that. Yeah, I understand that, but it's just I don't know. It just seemed so out of character for something you would enjoy.
I think I get misrepresented because like
you paint yourself in a fucking corner because
I think you paint me in a corner. Not you specifically, but the general you.
Like just a white dry brush, Bobby.
It's because I like I do like serious real shit, but I also love Talladega Nights. And I love Step Brothers.
You like goofy things that are supposed to be goofy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a fine line there.
But then there's a fine line where it's like when you start getting into like
Too stupid.
then I'm like, okay, this is too much.
Like flashlights.
It's like it's like on Tiger Woods golf on or any golf game where you got to like hit the button at a certain point and then hit the button again at a certain point. Like I just need it to be right in that range for me.
Okay.
Because it can be so dumb that it's funny, and then you can pass that to be so dumb that it's dumb.
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably. I'm probably somewhere on the. I mean, I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong. I'm just surprised that you liked it as much as you did.
It just
and
hits this narrow range.
That girl on there needs to be fucking committed. She's a fucking problem.
I find her
Committed to
insanely
Bobby's
hot.
bed.
I can't. She's
You
got
like crazy girls.
She's
Yeah,
got
I do.
this look
It's my
about her.
mom
where
issues.
I can't tell if she's 26 or 56.
Yeah.
That's what he loves about it, right?
I guess.
I knew
I
it.
don't
Yeah,
know.
she's a freak.
Yeah, and she's a freak.
That's about it.
All right, I have a fair bit. We already talked about the Titan one, so that's done. We talked about Last of Us, so that's done. I started the HBO show last night that we had talked about a couple weeks prior, The Mortician. Mm-hmm.
I almost started that, but
So I watched
You have
it.
to watch Clone Wars instead.
So it's coming out episodically.
I'll wait.
Yeah, exactly.
So for me, it was perfect. Watched one episode with my wife, consumed it, understood it, grasped it, love it. So incredibly bonkers. So like the premise of it is this guy owns he inherits basically this crematorium. Mm-hmm. When he inherits the crematorium, they're cremating, I want to say 183 people a year, or between that and 300 people a year.
Okay, almost one every day.
Within a year of him taking over, they're cremating close to 1,500 people a year. Within another year, close to 4,000 people a year. And it goes up and up and up. So it flat out admits to cremating multiple bodies at once.
Okay, I was going to say, like, the furnace is never off at this point.
And like he just like divvies up the ash, and you get a handful, and he's like, what difference does it make?
It doesn't.
But it does and it doesn't.
I mean, you've said it before. What don't know, don't hurt you kind of thing with a paternity thing. If you don't know, then it doesn't fucking matter.
It's not the same.
As long as you believe it.
No, it's not the same, and it's not that simple. Because there is an element of trust in that, for one.
Wait, and
right?
you're-
So
Right,
the
but if you
trust-
never find out, it doesn't hurt you. If you didn't, if you never find out,
if you never
that's what
find
I'm
out, it doesn't hurt you. But it's
Yeah.
still there's an ethical.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right.
You're
That's-
paying for.
No, I know. I'm on that side, but
Yeah,
he was the one who was like, "You don't need to know who your dad is."
That's not what I said.
I know.
That's
I'm
not what I
just-
said.
I'm putting
Chocolate
this-
grandpa.
Anyway, back to this thing at hand. So then it gets to such a point where it's like, man, there's not even this many motherfuckers dying in this town.
So he's just fraud at this point.
So for one, they're digging people up,
Oh, so it's not even just making up numbers.
robbing them, and then cremating.
Oh, this sounds fascinating.
And then there's also, I think, where they're getting ready to go into the next episode is basically like, hey, I'm making a guy disappear. You want to be a part of it?
The mob is like
Yeah.
starting to be like, "Hey, why
Yeah.
don't you cremate some bodies for me?"
So anyway, pretty good. It's pretty interesting premise. Yeah.
Is it taken seriously, or is it a little bit tongue in cheek?
No, it's taken
So
seriously.
is this a show based on it or
no, it's a documentary
Okay,
series.
Okay.
It's a documentary.
Yes.
This is real.
Yes.
Oh, I got to watch.
Yes, and it's
Because this is true crime.
it's
now.
Where is this?
Max.
No, where is this
sorry.
located in the country? Where
So
is
I
it?
think it's in LA. It's in LA. It's in Burbank.
Because there was something
Okay, I was
similar.
going to say, with that population, you have to have
Yeah.
people in a big city.
It's in Burbank.
there were some stink about a crematorium in I think the East Tennessee, Chattanooga, Knoxville area. I mean, it's probably 20 years ago, and but that was the guy was just handing people some sort of ashes and was just like piling the bodies up and wasn't burning them.
I'm definitely okay with watching this because obviously the bad guys get caught. It's for it to be a documentary.
Yes, and the bad guy just got out of his bid. So he got caught, went to jail.
He's out now.
He's out now.
How many years?
13 years.
Is he part of this documentary?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
He didn't kill anybody, right? With that we know he did not get.
As of the first episode, no.
All the bodies were delivered cold.
So I'm down to watch. What is this on?
Max.
This sounds like my shit.
So it's great, and the only thing that I would say, like, it's serious, but the quirkiness is the guy is obviously a bit quirky.
I'd imagine so.
And sometimes you can tell, like, the filmmakers like leave the camera sit with him for a minute to just see if he's going to do some extra shit.
Right.
And that you like kind of like snicker a bit, but other than that, it's pretty straightforward.
Love it. The Mortician.
Yeah, it's great. Ooh. It's great so far. Let's see.
I have to wait for the overall, so I can't do it.
Yeah, I gotta watch it all at once.
We'll watch it. We'll watch it when it comes out.
I'm watching the second season of Vice Principals. I think I talked last week that I finished the first season of Vice Principals, very in line with Gemstones and Eastbound and Down and so on and so forth. Same creative people and everything else.
It's almost like they found a formula.
Yeah,
well, a lot of the same actors too.
Like, okay, let's do baseball
and
let's do teaching. Let's do church.
Great chemistry with that cast. But the thing I wanted to, is like that first season. I mentioned it last week. I just want to mention it again. Then I'm going to get off it, so to speak. Is it should be next to the word dark comedy in the fucking dictionary. I've never seen a darker comedy where I'm like, I'm laughing at this and I know this is awful. Anyway, okay, so King Charles. You guys know about King Charles?
Yeah.
Be more specific.
The doggy dog?
He's a dog. So there's somewhere in the world, there is a kennel. And the kennel has a fuck ton of dogs in it.
Okay.
And like a no-kill shelter or something like that? They're
yes.
taking the ones that were going to be put down, but I think that's correct.
Yes. So they open up the cages, the kennels, and they let them into like this gen pop space for the majority of the day, it seems. And the dogs have like worked out a pecking order.
Hierarchy, yeah.
Right?
That's they do, yeah.
And this dog that is the ruler is this dog Charles, who like now everybody's calling King Charles. And he looks like a yellow version of Tramp from Lady and the Tramp. Like, he's not the biggest dog in the park. Like, he just got the fucking minerals where it counts. And he's kind of like a calm ruler. And like if shit gets out of line, he just comes over and just.
Oh, is this a meme I've been seeing of like the two dogs fighting and he just walks over and puts his hand on the dog and everyone just backs the fuck off?
Yeah.
It's great.
It's fucking great. So anyway, just this one
so
dog.
Unassuming.
Hang on, slow down. Is this a show you're watching?
It's basically Instagram. It's like
yes.
this.
Okay. King Charles is the name of this.
Yeah,
okay. I thought you were talking about our ruler in England.
They have like
so funny you should say that.
They have like webcams up
at this kennel.
Oh, right. This kennel that's just like
I got you.
You want to watch the dog.
So there's been this one dog that's been like pushing and pushing and pushing this dog Rocky.
Yeah.
And Rocky looks like he just overthrew Charles like this past week.
Wow.
Oh my god.
This is the drama.
So I've been watching
we
it.
Have to look for the smoke to come out of the.
I've been watching it and I like yelled out in my house. I was like, King Charles is fallen. And then Laura said, "Well, I think he's been sick."
He has been sick.
He's old.
He's got cancer.
Listen, and I was like, "No, the dog." And then Laura was like, "No, Rocky had enough." And
every dog has his day,
But it was funny that she cared more about King Charles the dog than King Charles the person. Also, like,
I think we all do.
Even though she defaulted there,
yeah.
You know what I mean? It was a great.
That is good. That is good.
It was a great moment.
I had a dog named Rocky.
He was a wise and benevolent ruler. The dog that is.
Right? Was that the pit bull?
Yeah.
I went to a party, an annual party that I go to every year called the Boar Bash. Fucking had a phenomenal time.
You always do.
Are there
you love it.
Actual boars there?
No,
they don't cook a boar or anything?
No, nothing of the sort. Just
Next year.
of drinking.
A little bit too much, in my opinion.
A little bit too much.
In your opinion, that is wild.
Well, so it's not the amount of alcohol; it's how people acted on.
Oh, okay.
So, like, I showed up to this event way late, and I drove a long time to get there because I was coming from a different state, and they couldn't get through their head. And I imagine it's because their head was full of whatever they were consuming, that I was not going to just have a shot with them and then drive home.
Right.
I'm like anti-drinking and driving.
Yes. As I see, not even one beer.
And they were like, come on, man, what, you don't like us? And I was like, I'm getting there.
I love your principles.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was not one of those individuals, but there is a young person there.
Of course.
And he is a party animal.
That's how it goes.
He just got out of a frat. I work with him. He has worked less than he has been in a frat.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's got some growing up to do, but arguably he's also exactly where he should be.
Yeah.
But anyway, I had a fucking complete blast, and it's funny because like I was thinking about it. Jaina put up a thing in her stories, like to her, like whatever, and it said, like, I love my dad and his friends so much. Like it said they're literally the best, and I think that's been kicking around in her head a lot since 500 and stuff like that. But then also seeing and hanging out at this event, which is a family friendly lowercase f event. But it just makes me happy, man, that like that I don't know, she has those moments. I remember being a kid and going to my functions that my father had at work and like seeing those guys and being like, man, like what a group of guys, like what a bunch of characters, and you know, how lucky is he to have that, and like how lucky am I to just be in here and be in the midst of it, and
you get to put your finger in someone's belly button.
Yeah, and I had that little traumatic experience too, but but yeah, so like, but it was cool. It was cool to see them have that, and I do cherish it.
It's a great environment to have curated. Like a lot of kids don't have that. They don't have parents, family, friends who they all good role models, right? If everyone, I assume, around is decent people, then they have a bunch of decent adults to look up to.
Yeah,
maybe not them frat boys, but
yeah. I've been working on the Nerd Rage Best of episode for this year
already.
Yeah, well, we're about halfway through, you know, and it's fucking.
Because you've been keeping up with this shit.
I wasn't. I have not done a good job this year. Last year I did a better job. This year I did not, and it's fucking grueling. But I'm working through it. I think we have 50 minutes so far.
You shoot for 2 to 3 hours, right?
Yeah.
We're good time halfway through the year.
We're about there. We're about there. Okay, so then a couple of family moments that were funny. So Jaina is trying to figure herself out politically. I think because it's such a hot button, right? And the world that she has inherited at school with staff is a very liberal world. Mm-hmm. And she keeps correcting them on things that they're telling her that are wrong.
Yeah, that's too extreme.
Yeah, and not even extreme, but just mistaken. Mm-hmm. You know, and
I'm sure they love that.
She's allowing that. Yeah, and they fucking hate it. And they also hate that they had to give her a fucking A every time.
Well,
right?
She knows what she's talking about.
She knows what she's talking about.
So and they should know that they're wrong.
They should. So in her mind, her worldview is becoming liberals talk passionately and aggressively about things they know nothing about. Mm-hmm. And she just hasn't been exposed to the exact and equal opposite reaction from the other side.
Yeah, it's the same. It's same and opposite.
So anyway, so Laura and I were outside with her hanging out, and we're like, all right, well, let's go through some of your views that are so locked in stone at 16 years old.
Hold on. I think you missed the first part that she says that she is now.
She says, I think I'm a conservative.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, maybe you are.
So, I don't think
doesn't matter. She's 16 years old.
Yeah.
So we're going through it, and we were talking about gun laws, right? And owning a gun, and et cetera, et cetera. And then like the rules regarding whether can you own a gun after you have convicted of a crime, and certain places stealing is enough to not get you a gun, and blah blah blah. And so Laura's tied one on as well, right? And she says, well, what if a mom shoplifted to feed kids? She shouldn't be able to buy a gun? And Jana's response was, if a mom is shoplifting for her kid to eat, she shouldn't be trying to buy a gun right now at all.
It might make the stealing food a little easier.
That'd be robbing. That's different.
Tools of the trade.
That's right.
God, but that shit, like, fuck, dude. It's so fucking funny to me. So anyway, that was it. And then the other bit that was funny for family-wise this week was we had sandwiches. We had turkey clubs, and they were delightful. Homemade bread, etc.
Fancy motherfucker.
It was fantastic.
It tells about the sauces.
It's only about the amount of time before he like smokes his own bacon.
Yeah. So anyway, so Laura, all so to speak, out of the way. So to speak. Laura quite enjoys a pickle with her sandwich, right? She always has. And Selena also reached in to grab herself a pickle for her sandwich. So then Laura said, oh, me and Selena are pickle partners. And then Leia said to Selena, oh, you want to be the big deal. And that shit was funny as fuck to me. All right. And that's it for my week. Couple notes, nothing really crazy to talk about, but one, they're getting rid of the penny. Anybody have an objection to getting rid of the penny?
I've been saying that for years.
Yeah, it's probably time.
It's been way over time. I'm sick of this fucking $5.99 bullshit to $6.
Mm-hmm. So I don't think that'll change.
No, it won't.
It won't
because of taxes and
percentages and stuff.
But you're just gonna have to like round up or down. Fuck
right.
It.
Well,
no, I don't think that'll change. I don't think that'll change.
Well,
either,
just because
everything is so digital,
and just because they're not going to quit making pennies. I mean, they're going to go away.
Right. It's good.
Right.
But the problem is people throw away. We're gonna run out of them eventually because people just fucking let them go wherever.
Yeah.
I pick pennies up all the time. Their heads up.
Ironically, sometimes it's not worth it to me to bend over to pick it up.
Exactly.
I'm like, man,
I'm looking for the quarters.
I feel like there's probably enough of them in circulation that we're good for a while. Plus,
you look at the $2 bill.
We still see them. Yeah,
still see it.
Well, they still make those. They
do they?
They press some. I know in the early 2000s at least.
I feel like they should do like a buyback program for a penny so they can like melt the copper down for something useful. Like,
there you go.
I don't know, fucking whatever meth heads are stealing off the bottom of cars.
If you just want to sell some copper, I can hook you up. Copper mining means something
obviously
different.
People want copper, right? So turn that bitch back in and turn it into something.
Well, the thing is, it's only like 10% copper, if that much.
Oh, okay.
So the smelting is probably more expensive than you'd get copper out of it.
I mean, that's recycling, but people recycle anyway.
But they don't actually do anything with recycling.
I know. I know.
It's just put in a different box.
I know. It's a
scam.
Fucking racket.
Yep.
But people want to shit on me for throwing cans in the fucking trash.
Yeah,
hey, listen, I'm going to combine a couple topics: pennies and shitting. So, my daughter, when she was little, would dangerously put things in her mouth, and she swallowed a penny. And we took her to the emergency room. What are we going to do? They're like, it's going to come out.
Yeah.
She might not like it, but it'll come out.
It's not big enough to get stuck in there.
That was the cleanest penny I've ever seen in my fucking life. So if you ever want to clean your coin collection down the hatch,
have a swallow.
That's right. I don't know about them fucking silver dollars or not.
I'm cleaning 10 right now.
And that's what you give as bartender tips. These came out of my ass.
I just pulled my pants down, fire them right on the bar.
But I also wanted to add in, that's why I shared that politicalcompass.com site.
That's why, okay.
Because I had just did it again, just to check where I was these days. And then I sent it to Jana to do. And
is she centrist also?
I'll tell you.
She hasn't finished hers yet.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you how I land on that chart is I got about 5 questions in. I'm like, I don't feel like fucking doing this.
That's why I got.
So
So I'm assuming I'm like Bobby.
I don't know where the apathy lies on that.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
probably farther left than you, but I'm
Probably.
closer to center than the left.
But it's funny because I'm like, man, I think I'm slightly left, and I'm 0.38 left of center. Like I'm not even 1 whole degree. Like,
What was I minus 3 point something?
yeah. You're like you're still moderate. Most of us are all moderate, and I'm definitely on the libertarian side rather than the authoritarian side, which definitely checks out in my life.
I was just slightly.
I mean, it seems about right that we would all sit at the same table for years and be okay and have our views similar.
Yeah, in the same.
So like slightly different but similar.
Yeah. So anyway, for those out there, politicalcompass.org. I've used it 1,000 times over the course of my life. Like I think since I started voting, I started trying to do it. But every now and then I like to check in and see where I'm at. And
because I mean, opinions do change over time.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
I'm definitely not the same
100%
beliefs I have as in my 20s.
CIA Star Wars. Did you guys see
I
this?
read that. That's wild.
It's pretty interesting. The CIA had like a dummy site that was a Star Wars site, among others, like pop culture related, where they could,
You see that on TV shows, and now you find out.
Well, I was speaking of that Jack Ryan show, the second season of that. The bad guys all communicated through some fucking game online.
Yeah.
That's how they communicated.
Yeah.
'Cause nobody was paying attention.
the Call of Duty or whatever, or communicate through cryptic messages in YouTube comments.
Yep.
Well, there's another one where it's like a chess game, like a turn-by-turn chess game that had a chat box also.
That might have been what it was. Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah, but that makes sense to me because you can't monitor every form of
Communication. Yeah.
The next thing I had was the slapping fat dinosaur cheeks.
That's funny shit.
So like, apparently,
1 week too late for Phil to get involved.
I know. There's been a lot of dinosaur news those recently. Edmontosaurus. I wanted to look this up. So apparently, they said in this thing. Yeah, so they said in this thing that these dinosaurs have like fat cheeks as opposed to horns. But like, I'm always under the impression they had that's exactly what they had. I never the Edmontosaurus is kind of like a duck-billed dinosaur type.
Yeah.
I've never imagined horns coming out the side of his face. I'm not sure I understood this note, but it looked like it was like some major archaeological paleontological. I'm not sure breakthrough that like these big areas were meant for chubby cheeks and not necessarily for
Well, these are
horns.
herbivores, and you look at most herbivores, they store food in their
Like a chipmunk.
like a chipmunk, like a cow, with 7 stomachs.
I mean, if you have a question, I'm sure you can text Phil and he'll fill.
Yeah, and maybe I will because I was a little confused by that one. And then lastly, Marvel Legends is doing a Capcom versus series.
Yep.
They look great.
Yeah.
They look perfect.
I mean, I like that series, Marvel vs. Capcom.
Well, and I remember also that like back in the day, Toy Biz did a 2-pack.
Yeah,
Like,
they were awful.
Yes,
they were fucking
but
awful.
these are also
Yes.
2-packs. And they're, like, I like once again the callback, the tip of the hat to history.
Yeah.
I might be in for the Psylocke one, but I'm still waiting for a Pharaoh. Waiting for a Pharaoh.
I'm so unplugged from Marvel Legends. Like I didn't. I saw they had a live stream. I didn't watch it, and then I saw your note. I'm like, I don't care.
Oh, you could have put it on your old dirty mattress to sell.
Oh,
dirty
they took. That
mattress.
was the beauty of it. Is they took the old dirty mattress and the box springs.
Yeah, so Bobby was trying to explain to me what I need to watch in the MCU.
Oh, I mean,
If you want to go down that route,
if you go on Disney Plus, they have it in
I
chronological
know.
order.
We went through it.
we went through it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, my
Finish Clone Wars first.
Well, yeah.
Like, your eyes are bigger than your stomach at this point.
Decide where you want to finish with Star Wars first.
What was that one that I wanted to watch? The one that you said absolutely not.
From Star Wars?
No,
from Marvel. Was it a Marvel? Oh, the Marvels.
the Marvels.
You can just stop.
My opinion. This is my opinion.
Yeah.
There's 3 Captain America movies. Watch those.
Yes.
Watch Infinity War, or watch. Yeah, what's the first? Infinity War.
Watch
No, Infinity War's the third one.
And then
yeah. It's
Endgame.
Avengers.
Avengers Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the actual Ultron a lot.
You can't.
I love
you
Ultron.
can't. There's probably some that you could skip, but most of them you got to watch.
I don't. You think he needs to watch Thor: The Dark World to under? And I know you like that movie, but I'm just using that example.
No, but the first one,
Yeah,
he does.
You need all the intro movies, all the first,
and actually, and
appearance.
then after you watch Avengers, then you kind of need to watch Dark World to know that Thor and Loki aren't like at each other's throats. It's these little things that like you'll be like confused by.
Or there's probably everything you need to know before you watch Infinity War in 15 minutes on the internet.
But why run to that? Because that's towards the end of the good. You know, like
Yeah.
you might as well enjoy the good stuff while you can.
It's almost like watching Andor season 1 recap.
Yeah, you could do that.
That's fair.
You could do that.
That's fair.
Got a couple of write-ins this week, and if you want to send in a question,
You can email us at nerdrageradiomail@gmail.com.
He's been on his game.
yeah,
You beat both of us.
Yeah, I'm
to
trying to
it,
do better. Trying to do better. Chris, a few weeks ago you mentioned, this is from Billings. A few weeks ago you mentioned slutty hotel plugins, and I swear this has been an issue in hotels forever. But I've never heard anyone bring attention to it, especially worded that way, which made me LOL. I've LOL'd as well. It's perfect. Anyways, as someone new to 3D printing, I had wondered if anyone had designed an adapter to fix the issue. And not only are there print profiles for that, but there's an actual legit mass-produced product for this problem.
Yeah, I've seen
May I introduce you to the Snug Plug?
I think I saw an not an infomercial, but call now.
Right,
you get
right.
double your order.
It's pretty
One
funny.
of those kind of deals. But yeah, so there are some solutions.
Astartes Pete writes in and says, "Hello, lovely boys. It's been a minute since I last wrote in. I hope you're all well. Me and the family have abandoned the UK for a week in sunny Menorca. What? Not sure where that is. Blue skies, even bluer sea, and as much food and cocktails as I can manage. It'll be a lot. Given that, what's your favorite holiday destination, and where would you most like to go?" Yours is Japan
only,
and there's nowhere else you want to go in the world.
So where
Spell
else I
this
wanna go?
place where he's.
MENORCA. It's in the Med. It's an island in the Med.
So that checks out for me.
East of
I mean, that looks beautiful.
Palma.
I'm just going to say here. Because, sure, I'll go there. What exactly was the question again? Where do we want to vacation?
What's your favorite holiday destination, and where would you like to go?
My favorite holiday destination is probably my house. If I'm being
Yes,
honest.
that's bro, staycations.
Yeah, I mean, growing up, we went to the beach for like a week every summer, and like you, Bobby, like if somebody's like, you want to go to the beach, I'm like, we can go for 2 days. That's it. I don't want to sit on the beach with sand in my ass. And maybe if it's just me and Kelly, it'd be different. But if I got these damn kids with me,
I mean, we live close enough. Like I used to take day trips, like because Ocean City's close enough. Like 3-hour drive, like you can go there early in the morning, stay the day, have dinner, and come back.
Yeah,
the beaches up here. Sorry, natives. Beaches are fucking garbage up here compared to like the Gulf Coast.
a vacation to me is like no responsibility.
Yes.
So like you can do that at home.
Yep. Yep.
Right.
No stress.
Well, and I mean, a childless man, you have little responsibility.
Yeah, but I fill my life with other unnecessary responsibilities.
like Star
anyway.
Wars.
It's
31 hours.
Lots of stuff.
I mean, you know how far on a flight you could go for 31 hours watching that?
I mean, can go all the way around and back here in 31 hours.
Maybe that's the way to do it. Just book a round trip.
Yeah, because I'd love to like not vape and like shit in a fucking closet.
You can combine those things on an airplane. It's fine.
So like if I was gonna go somewhere, like I like Vegas.
Yeah.
That all
That
checks
fits.
out.
I mean, Japan is on my bucket list of places that.
Now where I want to
Definitely.
go, Thailand.
For the lady boy, so you can become a lady boy.
Yeah,
Not to become one, just to enjoy the culture.
Oh, just a matter of time before you become one.
If you're in what you call White Lotus. So my favorite. So my thing with vacations is I hate traveling, but I like having traveled.
Yeah.
So like I'm all about the destination. So like I would like the place I would love to go back to Europe and see the rest of it. I've enjoyed every second that I was over there for multiple reasons, like the experience, the world view, like of just expanding my world view of how life is other places. So I would like to go back. I've been to Spain, France, and Italy, and I would love to go back and see some more. But if I like had to go like just like, travel like inside of a day, no problem, keep getting it, because most of the shit I want to see is like I would love to go to Brazil. I would love to go to fucking Australia. I would love to go to Japan. I would love to go to like see the Egypt,
Thailand.
I told you I want to have a thin and crispy while I look at the pyramids. Like that's like one of my like bucket list things.
I've been there.
Is eat at that Pizza Hut. But like like locally, like I had a blast in LA. I would go back to LA in a fucking second. Ironically, because I thought I hated California.
Would you visit a mortuary place now?
I would just to
right?
give.
I would think so.
Yeah. And I stayed in Burbank.
Maybe
technically,
take some
so.
undesirables there that you're trying to.
Maybe. Anyway, he wrote in with an addendum to his previous email, and he said, "I've ordered and consumed every free cocktail on the menu bar one. I'm not quite ready to ask the male bar staff to give me love on the beach, especially in front of my 11-year-old daughter. What are your go-to cocktails, or if you're going full send for the night?"
It depends on where I am.
Cocktails of, if you're going full send.
If I'm in a place like that, I'm probably going to be fucking up some pina coladas, to be honest.
If you like pina
That makes
colada.
If I'm not, I'm probably going to have Jameson ginger ale because that's like my go-to drink outside of just beer.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm drinking to get to the end state, it's just vodka soda.
Yeah, that's always a good choice too.
It's just
I like rum
it's
and
effective.
Rum and Coke.
Rum and Coke's. Yeah.
I'm
Jack and Coke's
a
good
Rum
too.
and Coke and lemons. I love lemon sours.
I'm an Orange Crush. Orange Crush right now. And then Matt H said, but the only problem with Orange Crush is a lot of places don't know how to make them.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad orange crushes out there.
Yeah, so you gotta like sometimes like I have done this where I'll be like, "Do you guys have Orange Crushes?" And they'll be like, "Yeah."
Then
and
you
then
don't
you
want
gotta
it.
get it, and I'm like, "This isn't an Orange Crush." And I'll be like, "Okay, do you have these ingredients? Can you give me this in a glass?" And then keep doing that until I say stop.
Yeah,
I
I also enjoy a good. Let me say that old fashioned. I got one
Yeah, you
recently
mentioned that
that
before.
was awful. It was way too much ice and it
Too much
just was,
smoke.
No, I love a smoked one, man. That's some good shit right there.
Matt H wrote in and said, "I didn't want to write in until Joey had made his triumphant return from the land of the rising sun.
That's who we play Magic with.
I must say that I had an absolute blast playing Magic with both Joey and
Hey,
Farrell.
yo.
The smile on Joey's face was worth the price of admission. I also enjoyed chatting with Farrell, and he is a perfect fit for the Nerd Rage team. As always, spending time with all of you is the high point of my year. Getting all the dick sucking in the rear view now, on to my question. Has a show ever gone from a great show to an absolute botched abortion in one season as The Last of Us has?
Hey yo,
Bro,
He says maybe Mando season 2 to season 3. Any others come to mind? Is it that Ellie is entirely unlikable and incompetent? You expect me to believe that what appears to be a trained military force wouldn't put some shooters in the high ground and turn anyone who wasn't part of the squad
Love it.
head
Everyone
into jelly.
sees this.
Then she survives a hurricane in a dodgy ass boat. I know this is a sci-fi show, but come on. And what point for you fellas does this become a reason to tap out in a show or movie? As I am getting older
Season
and becoming
2, episode 1.
and as I am getting older and becoming more of a curmudgeon, I can't tolerate much of it anymore. Such an action flick with unbelievable shots and magazines that never run dry, I can live with. Change the rules midstream and I am out. Any shows or movies that have done this to you? Anyways, I hope this is the last of the series because it's basically unwatchable. Love you, boys, Matt.
Hey, so I gotta.
all the writers from season 1, from game 1 left, and it was written by a different person in game 2.
So
That's why.
so season 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
The hurricane scene.
was that a level in the game? That's what I immediately thought of. Is this a level in the
I did
game? You have
too.
to
No
drive
idea.
a fucking boat in the hurricane.
She comes out of the water onto that beach, wearing her shoes, with a backpack.
Oh, you're gonna drown.
Yeah, that backpack and them shoes
Yeah, no.
are not making it.
It depends. Are they boots? Like
Listen.
some shoes are light enough nowadays.
The backpack's full of dildos and they're hollow, so they help
they
her float.
float.
Yeah.
Like the shoes I wear to work are like probably buoyant. That would help. But if you're wearing boots, then no.
Right, but like swimming in that.
Yeah.
Like if you're fighting for
With-
your life
yeah, with
to
socks
swim
and-
in a storm,
Yeah.
you're not holding onto the backpack. The shoes, the clothes are going to kill
You
you.
would immediately let all that go.
Yeah.
Right, so it's like right there. I was like, "What the fuck?"
I'm trying to think of other shows, because this is all pretty like. I understand the criticisms of season 2. I don't even disagree with it, but I wasn't in love with season 1, so it doesn't have the same effect for me. I'm
Fall
just
from grace is
correct.
there for you?
I can't think. For me, it's probably Mando season 1 to season 2.
Yeah.
Like I was on board with Mando season
Yeah,
1.
we were watching it episode to episode even.
episode to episode, and like I made a diorama for all the figures, and like I was locked in. And then when season 2 came, I was like, "What the fuck?"
So this might not be the opinion of everybody here or anybody here really, but the crowd reaction to Game of Thrones, the final season,
Yeah.
is similar.
It makes you wonder if there had been more to watch after that, what that would have looked like.
Yeah.
Right. Because I watched Game of Thrones after it was over, but during COVID, like early COVID, Kelly and I binged it. But it makes you wonder if they had done another season after that. Books be damned. Just at that point,
I mean, they didn't have the book anyway.
that's a great example of the show outrunning the source material, right? Because that last season he's not even done with the fucking book yet.
It will never be done with the book. He can't.
5-10 years.
He's overdue, and he can't close. That's my belief.
You might be right.
I just
He's
wonder
waiting to
about how
die.
much of that he actually fucking writes himself.
He's gonna keep promising. It's delayed, and he's gonna die.
And you'll love this. The guys that wrote the Expanse books were on his writing team for the Game of Thrones books. Because that's how that works. It's like, hey, this is a story we want to tell. Let's work on some dialogue for this story today. And
Well, I also feel like when you get
bounce ideas back and
that
forth.
big of a universe, you almost need a group of people
To manage it, yeah.
because you can't keep that whole thing in your head.
Yeah.
Let alone
Unless
make
you're
sure that you're not going against something like, well, those people can't touch water, and you got them
Right.
swimming.
Could
you imagine-
unless you're some manga writers, because there's one guy for a lot of these long 30-year standing stories that are still considered
They're writing
to be
every
good,
week.
is one guy. One Piece,
Drawing every
30 years anniversary, still was strongest fucking show. Even though it's the older show, it's the #1 anime show. One guy.
we were watching.
And shit will tie back from 20 years ago that will still make sense today.
To me, that's just a good way of keeping. Like he must have a crazy basement,
with
right? Of like all the story plots and how everything's interconnected, and like when he writes something, he goes back and checks to make sure that he. But to me, it's like I don't know. That'd be like memorizing.
what do they call that person on there's a like Star Wars has somebody the lore
The Bible.
the lore
Yeah.
Bible or whatever that they work off of.
Yeah.
It's funny when we were watching the Gemstones and some of the ridiculous stuff in there, and I said to Kelly, do these dudes just sit around and get stoned and come up with the most ridiculous
100%.
fucking ideas?
That's-
Why are we not doing this?
That's what I think in my mind anyway.
We could put together a show just as ridiculous as that. Four of us right here.
That's the one that comes to my mind is Game of Thrones, where the difference between at some point in the show or the series or whatever that there's a huge fall off is potentially that one.
That last season.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of backlash.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
To this day, people shit on it.
Yeah.
I'm okay
I
with
didn't
it.
hate it, but
Yeah.
I know people felt the
I
way.
didn't think it was as good as the rest of it, but I wasn't like, oh my
There
God,
was a
it
lot of closers that came out that year. I think this is partially why for me. That year was the year of closure, and it was the least offensive to me.
So that was what Game of Thrones
In-game, episode 9.
Episode 9. Yeah, that's right.
I
remember-
forget that was all the same
Yeah,
year.
we talked about that. I remember talking about like everything's ending. What's going to be next?
Yep.
Wow, who knew?
We're still trying to figure it out.
Who knew?
Yeah, reboots. That's what's next. Reboots.
Yep.
So yeah. Anyway, I think that does it. Welcome back, Joey.
Thank you.
And shout
I'd love
out
to be back. I love this table.
Shout out to Phil on
Not physically, but
yeah,
It's a pretty good table.
Figuratively.
Pretty badass.
not a bad table.
It is a great table, but like metaphorically, figuratively speaking, love this table.
Shout out to Phil on Twitter and on our notes. Shout out to Dante on Facebook. And with that,
Clap your labias.
Moist thighs.
Tasty taint.
tight dick player.